they hear me, Bucho?
You're ruining the whole thing. God damn it. Alright, let's stop the cut the music. This is King Bucho. Welcome to Mr. Oh god. See you I got it. I'm over rhythm. But anyways, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BDA Boxing Debate Arena Year-End Award.
Fantastic.
There
Fantastic.
you go.
Alright.
Bucho, take it away.
Yeah, well, this is like the Oscars, of course, but with less shady people. I just want to give a shout out to everybody first in the chat. We have the Fight Scout, Box 88, Jason Bourne, Revolucion, obviously the voice of the awards. We have Unravel Boxing Talking News, Durden Boxing, L Dog, Foul Pole Boxing, Jay Perez, Uncle Burnt Apostrophe, and Box. Guys, welcome to the show, the awards. Also, we'll be talking about anything and everything. There's not a lot of stuff going on around boxing. So, you guys tell us what you want to talk about. The phone lines are open, so don't be shy and call in. The number is right there on your screen. Okay. So, let's just take a look at some of the awards that we'll be handing out here. We have the Caller of the Year. Revolution, can you tell us what the awards are going to be? Like what's it called?
Yeah, the categories.
Categories. God damn
Categories will be as follows, as we see on the screen right now. Caller of the Year. We've got the BDA Rookie of the Year, which yours truly was a part of, and we're going to find the results out pretty soon. BDA Panelist of the Year, the most prestigious of all. And we've got Most Annoying Person in the Chat.
That one I just created.
That one's we're gonna figure that out, and kind of like the Razzies, that's the little joke one.
Exactly.
What else do we got here? I think that's all, right?
That's pretty much
Rivalry, best BDA Rivalry.
Oh yeah.
Yep, can't forget that one.
Let me add it up here.
Get that Rivalry in there. So are we going to do the most annoying person in the chat live, or are we going to have like the chat vote?
I don't know yet.
Panel vote?
We could do like a general vote, like a simple vote, or I could start another poll, and we can do that as we... Actually, that's a good idea, no?
Yeah. Let's do a live poll. But so by the end of the show...
Yeah.
By the end of the show, we'll have a surprise one, because I think everybody knows who's going to get these awards, but we can have some fun. Play it out.
Man. I don't know. That's a difficult one. This is a difficult one. Now, we can only add 5 people to this category. So we're going to have to consult here with the chat. And Stu will be joining us pretty soon, so we'll talk to Stu.
I think Stu should be the one who gets the final say. Because after all, he has been in a war with the chat.
Yeah. He's
been calling in drone strikes lately to try to handle you guys, calm you guys down a bit. Even Michael Stott changed his name up just to try to infiltrate and be a little stealthy. Stu ain't having it, brother. He's going to be sending a stealth bomber your way. You're going to be done for.
Yeah, you can't hide from Stu. Yeah, that's something that everybody should know. You cannot hide from Stu. All right. So we can't start this rivalry without him, or what? Like the contestants. Rivalry of
naming off the most annoying without him, you're saying? We got to wait for him to start up the most annoying.
All right. So we'll wait. In the meantime, let's look at the chat. Where's the chat? God damn it, I'm lost here. All right. We got people coming in now. Fish. Cloud Chaser of the Decade. That would be an interesting one. Now, by the way, guys, we're doing the BDA Awards for 2019, but we're also gonna do like the Fight of the Year, Knockout of the Year, the usual. So, guys, throw some names there. Who you think also is the Fight of the Year? That's obviously the most important award in boxing, especially when it comes from the BDA channel, of course. So, yeah, we're gonna be discussing those things as well. Okay, we have Stu here. Stu, what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
You sound tired as hell.
Yeah, a little bit tired.
Yeah, all right. Well, welcome
Just
to
a
the
little
show.
bit tired, bro. It's been a tough day today. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I understand, man. Sometimes shit happens, but we're glad that you're here with us in this award show. We just created a new category here. It's called the most annoying person in the chat, and so we were waiting for you to come because you. I'm sure you know who some of these annoying persons are in the
Well,
chat.
fuck me. My shortlist would be the length of the Bible, I think.
Yeah, exactly. We need only 5 names, so I don't know if you want to give us the 5. We're gonna be having a live vote, by the way. So,
Well, like I said, I'm gonna name them all the way through the show. I can't just name them all now. I've got to see the chat and so the names come back to me because there's so many. It's like fucking hell.
yeah.
So
Well,
But
I would like to
yeah.
throw one up there.
Okay.
H Money.
I agree. I'm gonna put it right now. I'm gonna add it in here.
Let's set it off with H Money. I think
H
that's
Money.
one of the safest bets. Clearly, he just comes in, he spams, he wiles out, spurgs out, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I think we have him here in the. Hold on.
Setting it off with H Monkey.
H Money there.
That's not a racist thing. He's
4
just
more. We need 4 more.
boy.
Stu, can you give us one name? I'm sure you can remember one annoying guy in the chat. All right, Stu is.
Guerrero Delafino. He's the biggest, whiniest little fucking bitch boy there is. He has to be on anyone's list. What a little maggot that guy. I don't like Stu. Get out of here, man. He's one of them. Always crying about some. Always everything I'm involved. He's there. He don't like me, but he watches every second of my experience on the BDA. He's a fucking clown. So yeah, he's on the list. Get him on there. Guerrero Delafino, whatever his name is.
All right, that's gonna be your what you
gives it all the bigging on the chat. Rang into the show and he was like Minnie Mouse. Not got time for people like that. So yeah, get him on for being a coward and being a whiny little bitch.
I'm surprised you didn't add like Bay Area.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't really mind Bay Area because I've got used to. He's just a donut, isn't he? You can't hate someone for being a donut. He's just a donut. But I don't actually hate Bay Area.
So you feel pity?
Right.
You pity him?
What?
You feel pity for this guy?
Not pity. It's just that it's a bit harmless with him. He's it's not as some of these guys on here are fucking toxic, and I will remember some of them as the show goes along. But I don't. Bay Area might hit the list. Depends how he behaves tonight. But
yeah,
for me, he's not on that list at the moment. There's a few more that I despise more than him.
Excuse me, Bucho Stu. I'm very sorry to interrupt, but I have to announce to the audience we have someone just stepping in to the premises. Walking in is the BDA Trivia World Champion. Recognize the Matrix here at the BDA Awards. Recognize. Good to see you, brother.
Thank you for the introduction. I should be greeted every time I step in.
Especially for an event like this with so much pomp and circumstance.
And I'm still the champ.
Yeah, that trivia TKO belt is becoming like the IBO belt, though. Seriously,
WWBU.
Just when I'm riding high, Bucho just, he has a way of like sending you back down to earth and shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bucho. I appreciate it.
L Dog saying, salute, money is for the brother Stu. So, Stu, you get 26 New Zealand.
Why are they always coming after Stu? I don't understand.
No, he's sending money to his salute to Stu.
Okay, he's sending money to Stu. Okay, fine.
Yeah. No, I was gonna make a stupid joke. All right. Thank you, L Dog, for your contribution.
El Dog.
El perro.
Dude.
All right, so recognize we're having the awards for the BDA Awards, also Fight of the Year award and all that shit. But we're also having this special category called the most annoying person in the chat. All right. So
most annoying person in the chat.
Yes. So
I haven't been on the chat long enough, but I'm gonna go by who Stu fights with. So
okay.
Let me see.
We added H Money, or we have
H Money for sure.
Stu wanted to add Guerrero de la Info, so I had to add him. And then there's
Guerrero?
three more names.
Yeah, maybe.
Any recommendations?
Jason Bourne. I like Jason Bourne, but his beef with Stu is pretty
that
classic.
died down though. I think that got better.
Yeah, I think that got better, but I know Stu's always going at it with him and Ozzy. Gotta throw
Ozzy.
Yeah, you gotta throw Ozzy. Ozzy and Stu go at it more probably than Jason Bourne and Stu.
Yeah. I would put Ozzy instead of Jason Bourne, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's annoying.
Ozzy's
all right,
there's another guy too. Joel Lopez.
Joe Lopez. Joe Lopez, yeah, he's in there. Let's put him in there. We have one left.
I mean, like I said, you're gonna get a few of these nominations come from the Triple G fan club. I mean, if there's a wanker around, the Triple G fan club will find him. So there's going to be a few from there. Like I said, I just need to refresh my mind. I've had a long day today, and lot of stuff going on. And Triple G fanboys has actually been on the top of my mind today. So I need to clear my mind a bit. But I'm sure they'll start rolling in soon, spouting their nonsense, and it will remind me of who they really are. So
I'm trying to remember who razzed me over the past year. You know, I'm a rookie, so I got razzed a bit. I don't know if it was Quags. I don't remember if it was Box. I don't remember if it was Duck.
I think it's everybody.
I think it was
Butcho, do me a favor, please.
Yeah.
Butcho, do me a favor, please. Mark's texting me. Can you send him a link? I don't know how to do it on fucking.
We're gonna send links later, man. I hate when people ask for fucking links.
I don't know how to do all that, man. I can't.
Listen,
I don't have to do it.
You
guys have to sort that out.
We'll send links when we want more people in. All right. Don't ask for fucking links. And why do you ask Stu? Ask me then if you want the link. like you go through Stu and come on.
Yeah, because he didn't send me the link. I just went to my Discord and I got in that way. I don't know how to send these links.
Right.
Mark.
We'll send more links later. All right. We got here the host, which is the voice of the awards, Revolucion, and we got old school Stu and old school Recognized. That's what we need for now. All right. Let's calm down with the links, and the phone lines are open, so people call in.
It must feel like being a weed man, Bucho. You got people hitting you up. Yo, man, can I come through? Yo.
And we will have, it's true. No, you're right. And then we will have Second Renaissance. I was talking to Mr. BDA. We're actually preparing that shit. We're doing, this is going to be one of the best channels out there. Second Renaissance, we will not be able to invite everybody. And it's not going to be like, send me a link. I want to join in. We're going to have 9 people in there and phone calls. No. We're going to choose carefully who's going to be joining.
And let me just say, I want to say thank you to L Dog for the donation. He's asked me to. I think he said something about appreciating. I definitely do appreciate your donations. They help the BDA move forward. I mean, someone has to pay for Butcho's alcoholic problem and BDA's Bible studies. So thank you for the donations.
Absolutely. You know, that was dedicated to you.
Rolling in.
So listen,
carry on, Butcho.
When I go, that money was dedicated to you. So when I go to England, I'll buy the drinks. All right.
That's a good plan.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I'll tell you, hey, Butcho, what I'll do, right? Can you hear me, Butch?
Yep.
When you want to come to England in the summer, call me and I'll pay for your flight and just get yourself here, man.
Oh, man, come on. I'll take care of that. But thanks for the offer. Oh, L Dog says more gratitude.
Then all you got to do is find the money for spending money, partying money, and drinking cocaine money. That's all you need, isn't it, really?
Man, I'm a pious person over here, but L Dog says more gratitude, please, too. All right. Now he just said, I think he.
Yeah, I've just answered that one. I mean, we're grateful to all the people on the BDA that donate.
We have the best chat.
Like I said, I mean, our show's actually moved forward thanks to them donations because Butcho and BDA, believe it or not, I've spent every penny of that money that you donate onto making the show better with sound equipment and all of the stuff, better mics, better computers, better software. So every penny you've put in has gone back into the show.
And we're not bragging.
So,
like, you remember that guy? I don't want to say he's like, I have a $500 mic.
$500 mic. Yeah, and you still sound a cunt. You know what I mean?
Motherfucking cunt.
What a dick.
By the way,
get it tattooed on my chest. Words live by Stu.
Wait, Jason Bourne, thank you for your contribution. He says, I learned to respect the power of Stu's timeout button. Well, it took you a while, but you did learn. So
train you up.
Listen, the thing is, right, I've never ever blocked anyone on this show. You can always come back. The reason I time people out, because if I was soft, then it'd be a mayhem in here. They'd all be thinking they could get away with talking to me like they want and abusing me. And I'm a grown man. I expect these youngers to respect their elders and have a bit more respect, and they don't. So I give them a little time out, give them 300 seconds to go and evaluate what they said to me, think about, have a coffee in the joint, come back. You can come back and you can chat again. Just leave my name out your mouth, especially when it's abuse. I take enough abuse as it is. I don't need to go on.
Take a coffee break, smoke a cigarette, rethink things. That's all. That's all.
Man. Evaluate your life, innit? Reevaluate your life.
Stu's actually helping you out, guys. Stu's actually helping you out. All right.
Yes, Stu's actually helping you.
He's like a father, a strict father. You know.
Keep your pimping strong, Stu. Yo, Bucho, I had an idea, man, for a second Renaissance. Real quick, check it out.
Okay.
You could have, subject matters for the show, so you could have like with 9/11 that show. Recognize knew a lot about it.
Oh no, we will
do that. Have subject matters, right? We'll have subject matters, and then we could do this too. Have people call in to Second Renaissance, right? And they pitch like a story or like some little whatever, and they can go on their little random thing, and we'll give them like 2 minutes, right? And we'll be like, okay, you know what? We like what you're talking about. We can have you on to talk. Like, the guy, Dr. PED, whoever, that called in and he knows all about PEDs and
who's excellent for that topic would be him and Jimmy. Jimmy's a self-admitted, it's not a knock on Jimmy because I don't find nothing wrong with it. He's a self-admitted PED user. He used steroids. He said it. Yeah.
He's very insightful. That's what it is. But like we can have, like what I'm saying is on Second Renaissance, have tryouts basically. People call in with their little stories, and if we like you, we'll pick you up and we'll fucking have you talk.
That sounds like a good idea.
Of course, we'll get the right people for the right shows for the right topics. Of course.
And if you're a nut, you're out of here.
Exactly. Now, anyways, we'll talk more about Second Renaissance as we near the beginning of that era. It's going to be a great era.
True. It's coming.
The era of the second.
I just timed Chris Gonzalez out just for a joke because he said I'll say whatever I want to say.
Oh my god!
So I just timed him out for a joke. But no hard feelings, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
Take that 300 seconds to evaluate things.
Chris Gonzalez. He knows you're joking. He's a cool guy. All right.
Chris Gonzalez, good old guy.
Let's begin here. Well, let's just have a quick discussion over here of who the fighter of 2019 is. I have 2019. I'm gonna have to say is Canelo. No, wait. Who else is there though? Canelo. Doesn't feel right though. I don't know. I say Canelo, but it doesn't feel right, man. Joshua. I don't know. You guys go. You guys take it. You guys go ahead.
I feel like changing my fighter of the decade because I feel like Gonzalo convinced me. But anyway, fight of the year, right? Fight of the year?
Yeah, 2019.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going with Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor for me.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
Nah, Josh Taylor. How can you put Manny? This is what I mean. I love Recognize, one of the favorites on this show. But this guy has an obsession with Manny Pacquiao. Every sort of thing we do. Manny Pacquiao wins that fight of the decade this year, last decade, this decade, fighter of the year, pound for pound, best fighter of all time. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Of the year. Look who he beat. He beat Adrian Broner and Keith Thurman. That's not good for
you.
Adrian Broner.
That's good. That's a good win. Broner's a fucking walking. Broner's a walking L. Let's be real. I mean, anytime Broner anytime Broner gets in the ring with anyone that's got any sort of boxing skills, he gets beat. Furman was a good win, yeah, coming off a long layoff. Manny Pacquiao especially, but I think for me, fight of the year has to be Josh Taylor. Come from nowhere. Manny Pacquiao's always been Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's always been that great fighter. Josh Taylor's sort of like, he's come from an up-and-coming prospect into a fucking world-class unified champion in no time. Fought very good guys as well.
He beat Baranchik and Prograis. Yeah. Okay? So he beat Baranchik and Prograis in 2019.
No, didn't he fight someone else as well earlier? Didn't he fight?
No, I think he fought Baranchik. Remember, he was in the tournament. He was in the tournament, so he had to fight Baranchik.
When was Postol?
That was the year before.
Was that 18? Was it? Has it gone that quick?
2018. Yeah.
But
I think the Baranchik win is a better win, if you ask me.
Yeah, see, the Josh Taylor for me is just what I said. What he's achieved and where he's come from. I think Manny Pacquiao's won fight of the year for how often? How many times? Do you know what I mean? Time to give it to someone else for me. And
in the chat, Chalino Sanchez says Josh Taylor laughable. Okay, some people. Uncle Burnt apostrophe says Inoue.
Well, who's Chalino Sanchez got? Fucking. I bet he's got someone like Mikey Garcia or someone like that. You know what I mean? It's just who's he got?
Probably Canelo. You know what? I'm gonna change because.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. I don't like last year when I went for Josh Warrington. It's easy to pick the number one guy. It's easy to pick Usyk and Canelo and everyone else.
Yeah, but Usyk only had one fight.
So yeah, Usyk. Yeah, exactly. This year. Yeah.
That's what this year. I meant Usyk last year. Can you remember when we had an argument about Josh Warrington and Usyk? Can't you remember when I did a video about?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I was on here saying Josh Warrington should have been fight of the year, and a lot of you guys were giving me stick about it, saying that it should have been Usyk. But that's what I'm saying. It's easy for anyone to just go and pick the best guys, but I like to see.
Yeah, you're right.
From other angles. Do you know what I mean? I take it from other angles. And,
if I say Inoue,
Inoue has a good case for it because didn't he have? Wait, he fought the kid from Puerto Rico, knocked him out in
Rodriguez.
2 rounds.
Who did he fight before that though? Was it
Payano? That was right on the cusp of 2018. Like that was really late 2017, I think. And that was a knockout of the year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to count.
What about that big guy?
What just came off of? But
Revolution. What about the big dude that he knocked out? Also, forget his name. Wasn't that 2018?
Fuck.
Yeah, I think
it was like a Turkish weird kind of name, right?
No, he was an Irish kid, I believe.
Oh no, McDonald, right? Something
McDonald. Yeah, McDonald.
Let's see what the chat says. L Dog says Broner outbox Pacquiao. Don't listen to the racist media. Speak your mind. Sports talk. Why not? Naoya Inoue is mine. Peter Scalbender.
Stu, I think
No, you know something? Guess what? Inoue only had one fight this year.
I didn't know that myself. I thought it was 2.
No, excuse me, 2. I apologize. 2 fights.
Yeah,
he knocked out Emmanuel Rodriguez in the second round, and then he beat Nonito Donaire to win tournament.
Yeah. Jay Perez says Canelo, Taylor, or Inoue. Chalino Sanchez has got Ryan Garcia, and now he's got Pacquiao and Canelo.
Ryan Garcia.
Blue Collar Sports TV, which I think is Del Boy, says it says the Ferrari is the fighter of the year. The one that
nobody's serious because nobody's serious, man. Let's be honest. Just because I think it's very
Grievous.
Difficult. Yeah,
Grievous. No, Timmy Nielsen says no. Pete Scalbender says Tank Davis. L Dog says Spence Wilder and Davis is a fight of the year. I think he's trolling L Dog at the moment. Peter Scalbender says Tank Davis. Timmy Nielsen, Pac gets it for me. Grievous, Taylor or Inoue, end of. Nez Mendoza. Oh, he's just saying what's good. The Quags agrees with Taylor. Yeah, that's about it, really. So, yeah, I think my pick has got a lot of support.
Spike O'Sullivan. All right, guys, let's...
Hold on, let me get 1 point in at least. Hang on. So what Recognize was saying about Pacquiao. You're going with Pacquiao for your fighter of the year?
Yeah. Even though Stu's giving me a lot of he's trying to shame my pick, but yes, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I don't agree with you. I can see where you're coming from. It's definitely impressive from Pacquiao, but I would think he would have to push it over a little bit more. Like if he had beaten Danny Garcia or Spence instead of Thurman, because Thurman was coming off that layoff. He didn't look too hot against Josecito Lopez.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. Taylor beat two monsters. That's what the guys in the chat are saying.
Yeah, Taylor,
two unbeaten monsters, right? Let's be real. Regis Prograis was tipped to be a pound for pound fighter. It's only now he's got beat by Taylor's while they've all turned on him. Let's be real. He was tipped to be. They were tipping him to go and fight Crawford and people like that. Yeah, that's a great win. Baranchik is a handful for any fighter out there at 140.
Josh Taylor I have to rethink that. Look, it's true. Adrian Broner, who has he beaten? Really nobody. And that was a very boring fight. Okay, the Thurman fight, he did dominate him. Thurman coming off a 2-year layoff. What Josecito Lopez didn't look that great. I thought he won, but he wasn't great. And
Pacquiao's old.
Josh Taylor did beat. Okay, Josh Taylor and Inouye. It's between those two because they won tournaments. Now you can say Josh Taylor fought the better competition because he fought Baranchik and then he fought what's the dude's name? Prograis. Excuse me. He fought Prograis. So and he won the tournament. So
listen, Thurman is not better than Prograis and Baranchik at the moment. Well, the Keith Thurman that's been smoking cannabis on the hills on the mountains of Nepal with his fucking Nepalese girlfriend, the one that's going around looking like fucking Jesus of Nazareth, a hippie guy.
We don't know
train
that
anymore.
The one that looks
guy's lost all his stamina, all his strength.
Okay.
He was fucking useless the other night.
Is it me or Keith Thurman and Revolution look alike? The chat. I let the chat vote. Does Keith Thurman
it's a
and
ginger
Revolution look alike?
Ginger Keith Thurman version. That's
Canelo and Keith Thurman.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, Bay Area, you've just made it onto
Canelo and Keith Thurman.
Bay Area, you've just made it onto my list. I wasn't going to put you on there. You've just made it onto your list, and you've just got yourself a 300-second fucking time.
Right.
What'd he say?
What's going on?
Calling me a fucking clown about Thurman lineal champion. It wasn't even because he called me a clown. He got it because he called Thurman the lineal champion. That's why he got timed out.
He wasn't the lineal champion.
All
right, hold on, guys.
Out of here.
Foul Pole Boxing, thank you for your
Lineal
contribution.
champion.
Foul Pole Boxing in the chat says Adam I can't pronounce his name. Is it Kovnacki, Fighter of the Year?
Adam Konaki, Fighter of the Year. Nah,
no. He's joking, of course. He's just picking a Polish fighter.
You thought that was Jason
Keith Thurman, right? Keith Thurman, look at that layoff Thurman had. How can you say I'm coming off a 2-year absent, right? What did he struggled against Josecito Lopez? Are we totally forgetting about that fight?
Yeah, but he was considered like maybe the best welterweight.
Who?
Keith Thurman.
Not in my eyes, he weren't.
Well, he beat Sean Porter. He beat Danny Garcia. Who else? I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but let's be real. That was a Thurman 2 year before he'd had a hand injury and was before he went to the hills of Nepal to smoke fucking whatever he was smoking with his wife. I don't know. The man that guy has not been in the boxing. He's not been, for years. He came back from a long layoff and.
But it was, what? Look,
wait, hold on.
I will say this, Stu. Look, I agree that Keith Thurman was looking pretty suspect going into the Pacquiao fight, but it's still, and you shouldn't judge it by that. And anybody who says that, they're 100% right, because it's Fighter of the Year, not what age you are. But it was impressive to see Pat. Look, I didn't think it was a close fight. It was competitive. There was rounds, but it wasn't close, in my opinion. It was a clear.
I'm not taking credit away from Pacquiao's win. It's a superb win, but I just have to look at the facts here. Keith Thurman had a long layoff. He was looking poor before he had the layoff 2 years ago. So God knows what he's like now. When we saw him in the ring with Josecito Lopez, looked dreadful. Lopez looked like fucking Jake LaMotta in there. I mean, let's be real.
Somebody in the chat said, Stu, somebody in the chat said that you actually picked Thurman to win against Pacquiao. So
I wouldn't blame him, but that doesn't have anything to do with fighting.
I picked Thurman. I just thought that youth.
Me too.
I saw a lot of decline in Pacquiao recently. I saw him walking onto a lot of shots, but to be fair,
he didn't look great against Broner either. He didn't look.
Yeah, no, he didn't. But to be fair to him, he actually looked quite good against Keith Thurman. He obviously took it a bit more serious in camp, and he came with a better game plan, should we say, instead of buzzing around like a wasp, walking on the right hands. And that's what
guys.
So,
sorry to cut you off, guys, but we have a phone call, and this is gonna be a very good phone call. 585, you're on the air. 585.
Who's this, son?
Vinny.
How you guys doing? This is Vince.
We're doing terrible now, but how are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Recognize. The fact that your love affair with Manny Pacquiao is very sickening to me. I must be honest with you.
Tell him, Vinny. Get him,
Vinny. Listen, Vinny. You're sickening, but we still talk to you. But go ahead, buddy.
Yes, and Mr. Stu, the fact that you picked Thurman over Pacquiao is the reason why I call you Stuart Little. But I still admire your picks every once in a while.
Yeah, but Vinny, I don't get it. You calling me by my actual name, it's not going to offend me, bro. You know, if you want to offend me, then call me something that's going to offend me. But calling me by my actual name, so because you picked that wrong, I'm going to call you Stuart Little from now on. Well, that's my fucking name. What else are you going to call me? So where are we going with this?
Yeah, where are we going with this?
Come on.
Yes,
hey, did you win Call of the Year?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Recognize.
Yes. Whoa! Spoilers! Come on, all right, yo.
Not yet.
All right, never mind. You don't have to answer that question.
We didn't get to that segment yet. Or wait, Bucho, what do you think? Should we do this right now?
Let's do it because we have Vinny here. So go through the nominees and, of course, the winner.
All right, because let me tell you something, Vinny. I think you're in for a surprise here, bud. All right, you better hang on to your hat, buckle your seatbelt, and all that.
I hope you have a Pepsi, 6-pack of Pepsi ready.
Yep.
Because I voted for Honcho. I fucking love Head Honcho. I've been laughing for the past week thinking about that call.
Listen, if that's what entertains
from the
you,
chat,
then
or is this
you really need to get out
a new panelist?
I'm a weirdo.
Yeah, I think you confirm that with that Head Honcho.
Yeah, so let's get to the results.
Let's go.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. Your nominees for the BDA 2019 Caller of the Year. Dre from Philly. Head Honcho. Old Pappy from the South.
Hey, Pappy.
Trey 805. And Vinny.
Hey, you forgot to say Head Honcho from the Southside Haters. You forgot about that, man.
Head Honcho from Southside Haters. And your winner.
Go ahead.
By a margin of 37% is Vinny fucking Mac.
Congratulations,
Mr. Vinny Mac. I may add, Mr. Vinny Mac.
All right, Vinny, you want to give us a speech?
Yes. I would love to thank everyone on the panel, Mr. Boutro, Mr. Recognize, Mr. Stu, and others as well. Jay Booger, wherever he's at.
Jay Booger.
Also, I would like to let the chat know. Thank you, guys. I love the chat room. Also, I love the people who comment me on my Gmail account and give me suggestions and things like that. I appreciate it, guys, and I will go hard this year. I promise you guys. And also, I would like to say, Mr. Terrence Crawford, he needs to publicly apologize to Mr. Tank Davis whenever he.
That's not going to happen. All right,
get out of here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, Vinny. Terrence Crawford would never apologize to Tank Davis. He's more likely to choke him out to death, but I don't think he'll apologize to him in public.
Well, I sent him a couple messages already. He responded one time with a question mark. But I will be
Who, Terrence
responding to
Crawford?
him back on Twitter.
You mean Terrence Crawford,
Yes,
right?
Mr. Recognized.
What did did you ask him to apologize to Tank Davis?
Yes, I just told him that he needs to publicly apologize for his recent negative comments towards Mr. Tank Davis. It was really unnecessary and
I
very
thought it was
immature of him.
perfect when you
I
got a
expect more.
clown behaving like
I
a
expect
clown.
more from Mr. Crawford.
He deserves a clown response. I was hoping that Terrence Crawford would tell him to meet him somewhere so he could publicly smash him.
Right.
But that
I
was
wanna
just
know
me.
Recognize.
I want to know if
Mr.
fucking
Crawford is 32
Jonathan.
years old. He needs to act his age.
All right. Ironic. Go ahead, Stu.
Hey,
Jonathan
buddy,
Morrison, Jonathan
congratulations.
Morrison in the chat. Hang on a sec. Jonathan Morrison in the chat. I want to know if he's trolling or not. He said, Stu, how did Thurman look poor against Lopez? He dropped him and only lost and got hurt in one round. Go back and watch that fight, for God's sake. What do you guys watch? I mean, if you actually stop watching porn when the boxing was on, you actually might watch. You actually see the same fight as I do. I mean, come on, man.
My God.
Hey,
Thurman looked
Vinny, you sound
horrible.
clear today. Did you get are you no longer sick?
Mr. Recognize, I am no longer sick due to the fact that Tank Davis put that sick 12-round performance. Did you guys see that? He put a clinic on, didn't he?
Yeah. I'm glad that you're feeling better. So that means you're gonna have some time to go fuck yourself, right?
Vinny, before you go and fuck yourself, Vinny,
Yes.
before you do that,
Yes, Mr. Bucho.
yes, can you give us your fighter of the year?
Oh, this should be classic.
Mr. Wilder.
Yes. Actually, it's not Mr. Wilder. I mean, he has the punch of the year, I must say. But I'm gonna go with Mr. Earl Spence Jr. due to the fact that Ferrari you guys said beat Mr.
It beat him.
Spence. That Ferrari doesn't run anymore, guys. Earl Spence is running right now. This guy's a machine. Trust me.
Threw
And
him
he's
out.
my number one pound for pound.
It threw him out the car. So get out of here.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
All right, Vinny.
All right, Vinny.
Go enjoy your Pepsis and
Yes, Mr.
enjoy that
Bucho.
trophy, that award.
Hey, enjoy your trophy.
Yeah.
Enjoy your Pepsi. And then once you're drunk enough,
I just have one
go
more thing
fuck
to say,
yourself.
Mr. Bucho. Yes.
All right. Go.
Yes, I would like to thank my fans in the archives and my fans who write me on my Gmail. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and much respect to my favorite fighters, and hopefully they knock a couple of your guys' heroes down as well. Thank you, Mr. Bucho.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Vinny,
Congratulations
for the call.
on winning Clown of the Year. Bye.
Vinny's going to apply for Big Brother, isn't it? What's your state and celebrity? I'm the call of the year on the BDA show.
I know. It's like he's gonna be like in one of those.
Congratulations to Vinny Mac. He deserves it. He deserves it.
B-level celebrities, like they're on an island. Get me off the island or something. All right. Well, that was fight of the year. I don't think we can agree on who the fight of the year is, so we're gonna have to move on now. You know what, Revolution? You wanna go ahead and move to the next category?
And which one would that be?
That's a good question. Let me see. We have BDA Rookie of the Year, which is like a revelation.
Ooh, this one's got my heart beating. All right. Rookie of the Year. Guys, we had a lot of rookies, first of all. I think, we doubled the amount of panelists, it seems like, or characters.
Yep.
A lot of new faces to the scene. I came along.
No, you came along last year. That's why did I add you there? If I didn't add you, it's because I asked somebody to make sure when did Revolution join, and apparently it was
2019.
It was 2018, man.
No, it's 2019. I swear.
Are you sure?
Are
you
positive, bro?
Oh.
I'm positive.
Revolution.
Bro.
You can't be an announcer and be involved in the competition as well. So you've picked your role.
Yeah, you're right. You're the voice.
I fucking lost. All right.
You're excluded from all competitions. All right, go ahead, Revolution. Oh, you're the voice.
So let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. So, the award for BDA Rookie of the Year. Nominees are Johnny Boy, Pete Scalebender, Gonzalo, Mark, Unrivaled, McGregor, whatever. Mark is just, it sounds so anticlimactic just to say Mark.
I know.
And, well, you know who else was on here, but he's been bumped. You know. It was just the man, the myth, the mind behind the words you must remind. Degeneration, evolution, the one and only. Revolution! And your winner is yours truly, the most arrogant on the panel. No, as a matter of fact, it's Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy!
Johnny Boy wins
37%.
the Rookie of the Year. I was keeping an eye on that thing, and it was pretty close, I think. Gonzalo was up there.
Wow.
Johnny Boy ended up taking it.
Yeah,
The
yeah. This
some
was some
people call
last-minute
him-
votes.
The LDBC Slayer. He might have overtaken Sean Newton's title of LDBC Slayer. So congratulations to Johnny Boy. Whenever he shows up, we'll tell him that he won the BDA Rookie of the Year award. All right. What do you guys think about Johnny Boy winning? Any comments? Stu's just mesmerized. What are people saying in the chat?
What do I think
Lomachenko's-
about Johnny Boy winning, did you say?
Yeah, Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I think he deserved it. He's a very big character. Can annoy me sometimes when he's overpowering. It's overpowering views, and he doesn't like it when you don't like one of his fighters. But to be fair, knowledgeable guy, very funny guy, and he brings a lot to the show. So yeah,
All right.
I think he deserved it. I think there's a few. Like I said, Gonzalo's a very good shout as well. He's brought a lot to the show. I think
Mhm.
Mark's also brings a lot, sort of different angle to the show. He's been quite a good addition as well. So yeah, there's some good guys. But I got no problem with Johnny winning. I think the all-round package, he probably deserved it.
I agree. Lots of talent over here. Somebody said Gypsy is bigger than Revolucion. Oh, come on. Where is Gypsy,
Gypsy's
by
been
the way?
around, man.
Where is Gypsy? Where is Gypsy these days?
I don't know. He kind of like disappeared for a while. All right. Gonzalo is way better.
I've
He's the people's
heard
champ.
he's joined. I've heard he's joined the mullahs of Iran. He's ready for war.
Oh, man.
No.
That's sad.
It's like,
Yeah,
no.
man.
Come
He
on.
went all militant. He's joined the mullahs of Iran. He's in Tehran now as we speak.
Wait. All right. So are we having the vote then for that other vote for the most annoying?
Yeah, put it up.
All right.
should've
Boy,
been
I
up.
need 5 names, though. I need 5 goddamn names.
What names we got?
All right. Hold on.
Thought we
then you
had
got the
5.
results. Well, we don't got any names because I lost them all.
Well,
All right.
I'm
So
going to say Bay Area now. I'm going to put Bay Area in there.
let's get this
Decided
over
to
with.
change my mind. I mean, his bias is one of the reasons. I mean, his love for anything Mexican is very alarming.
Mhm.
I mean, this guy has got Mexican Nazi written all over him. So, yeah, I'm going to say Bay Area now. I was going to leave him out of this, but I think his bias towards Mexican fighters, you know, I mean, let's just look at his list. It's always Canelo and Pacquiao and everything, and everything's Marquez and all this guy and that Mexican and this Mexican, always about Mexicans. So for me, I know I'm a bit biased myself, but he puts me to shame. So that's one of the reasons, and his annoying trolling at times is another. So he has to be on there for me. Sorry, Bay Area, I was going to leave you off, but your comments earlier reminded me what a fucking retard you really can be, and that's
Interesting.
why you're going back on there. Well
So,
deserved as well, by the way.
Bay Area
Retarded.
goes in here. Who else should we add, people? Let's see what we're saying in the
H-Money.
chat. Oh, yeah. Of course.
crimes in the chat and on the panel and in calls.
It's Mr. The Zone.
Is that guy? No, but seriously, is he okay in the head? Because I've
he's
been,
not.
I've been to other boxing channels, and out of nowhere, he's like, "Stop docking me! Stop!" Like, why is it? Wait, like, how is everybody docking H Money? I don't understand. Doesn't make sense.
He calls Ness a snitch.
Yeah, it's like what, he has like a personal vendetta. Like he actually knows the guy or something. He's docking me. It's like, okay.
What about when he said, "Recognizes a bitch, I'll knock him out"?
Yeah. So.
We've got a guy that's been coming in recently, trolling the fuck out of me, saying that Nez owned me in every debate I was in. I mean, does Nez even own his own fucking car? Never mind.
Nez is a self-admitted. I remember
he's
this.
one of Nez's fanboys, right? And
he's self-admitted, knew nothing about boxing. So how is he educating? He actually said that.
I've left his comment up. Usually he's Stu, you clown, you blocked me because you're scared of the truth. These guys have always got the truth, haven't they? You know, they've always got the truth, the answers.
Stu, do you remember when Ness used to say that he didn't know nothing about boxing?
Who?
Ness. Do you remember that?
Oh, mate.
He used to actually say it.
Oh,
he could write what Nez knows about boxing on the back of a fucking postal stamp. Yeah. Yeah, and his followers, you got these fucking zombies like the Nation's Boxing Fund.
Yeah, bunch of zombies.
Zombies that fall for his nonsense. But yeah, like I said, Nation's Boxing Fan. He's not going to go on the list for me because he's not been here long enough. But he's actually, the fact that he's being mentioned just shows you what a retard this guy has been, because he's only been on about 3 or 4 shows and he's already in the list. I mean, this guy, the way he's carrying on, I think he'll be a clear winner for next year. But I'll just left that comment up just so he's the guy. But now I think it's time for a coffee break for him. So where is it?
Go have a cigarette.
Yeah.
Think about.
Yeah, you can go and have a cigarette and a coffee break.
There you go. All right.
But he's not on the list.
So we have Bay Area, H Money. We need 3 more names, people. Come on.
Who do you got on the list so far?
So we got Bay Area and H Money. That's it.
Most annoying?
That is correct.
Okay.
Azzy's not been around though, but Azzy's he's gone to he's gone to the other side. I see him on
I
channels and stuff.
I think Stu broke down Azzy. That's what I personally.
I think so, man.
I took the little bit of heart Azzy did have. I took from him.
Yeah. I think Azzy fell to the pressure. Sad, but it happens.
All right. Chris Gonzalez wants to nominate himself. I don't think that's.
Yeah, you can't nominate yourself, Chris. I like how these people are coming in and they're nominating themselves. What about me?
Hey, I've got one. Low place. Even though he's not been around, he still has to be.
Yeah, but when did he leave though? When did he disappear? Wasn't it last year though?
No, he was around for the start of the year, wasn't he?
2018.
And that, just his presence for them few months was enough to get him on the list for me. I mean,
nah, yeah, I know, but Box in the chat says low place. Nah, it's true. He's something on the. He's not.
He would have been.
He would have been. He kind of faded out of the scene. So, there has to be somebody else. I mean, there's so many annoying people.
Let's just move on. We've got 3. Let's move on because we've got all night to name that. We'll name that one last.
Yeah, but Stu, the thing is, we have to start the polls now. So by the end of the show, we can find a winner.
I'll get you. Yeah. So we've got 2 more names to get then. Yeah.
Okay, so you got Bay
Azzy.
Area.
Let's put Azzy, man.
Yeah, just put Azzy in there.
Fuck
he got
that
scared
guy.
off, but he still used to come in the beginning. So like.
What about Steven Encyclopedia Schneider?
Oh, why? Why you had a problem with him?
No, he's all right. It's just I call him Encyclopedia Schneider because I can say that he knows it all. It's just a bit of banter between us two, but it was just a little mention there. But he's not really.
And what about? I'm sorry. What about Triple? Sorry. What about Triple JJJ? Triple JJJ.
Nah,
because he was picking on Gonzalo, and Gonzalo was getting annoyed with him.
That's true.
That was on Discord, no?
he was going at the panel, so you could anybody who went at the panel at certain points of the show,
yes,
they get mentioned. Just because maybe I like that person or Stu likes them, it doesn't
because
mean
they
that
literally annoy the show. They try to fucking razz the panelists.
Yeah.
you got to throw
Well,
Jason
Guerrero-
Bourne. You know what? You got to also throw
Guerrero
Jason
Della
Bourne in
Info's
there.
in the chat. Guerrero
Get him in there.
Della
Yeah.
Info is in the chat. Just so he might not have been around earlier. Just thought you'd know I nominated you for this, and I hope you win it. The most
I think
annoying.
Jason Bourne should be in there too.
Yeah, but Guerrero for me is the number one on that list. The right whiny little bitch boy. So I'd like to see him win this.
And
I don't mind Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne. I mean, you got to remember, Jason Bourne's a very bitter and twisted Polish guy. He's got no luck to be pleased. You know, he's living in some he's living in some shed in Krakow somewhere, and he's not a happy guy at the moment. So you've got to understand that.
And I'm trying to think of motherfuckers in the chat that have taken shots at me and they never show me no love though. Like Quags, you know, people take shots at me, but we cool, you know, Quags duck. But Saint Brit, motherfucker, I'm calling you out,
Saint
motherfucker.
Brit? All right, guys.
I see you, Saint Brit. Put him on here for me.
You want to put Saint Brit? All right,
Saint Brit.
so we got Bay Area.
Saint Brit's a cool guy, man. Listen,
I don't know,
I
man.
need to,
Yeah.
Hey, Saint Brit is one of the few that have my back when these fucking Golovkin fanboys attack me from all angles. I think he's usually one of them that's got my back. So,
All right, so we disagree with Saint Brit here. Jason Bourne, do we?
Yes, he goes
Right.
in.
All right, so we
Definitely
have
has to go.
guys: Bay Area, H Money, Azzy, and Jason Bourne.
Yo, come on, Triple J got to get in there because Gonzalo got worked up on him quite recently. So he did a good job. It's like knockout of the year almost. Most annoying is like a knockout of the year. If you could troll and get somebody super riled up, you did your job.
yeah, that's right. That's right, Bay Area. We do back ourselves. We do. We're not coming here to curl up in a ball and take abuse from you fucking from you guys, man. We're gonna stick together.
Oh, what about that guy Boxing Archives or something?
Boxing Archives and Facts.
Yeah.
No, he's all right. He's all right.
Yeah,
For me,
he's
he is. I
okay.
don't know if you with you guys. He's all right with me.
Okay, well, Triple JJ wants to be on the list, so
Well, if he wants to be there, put him there.
there has to be somebody
Brick,
else,
I'm
man.
snitching. Brick saying I'm snitching. What we all talking right now? How am I snitching?
I'll tell you what, put 3J there just for his abuse of Gonzalo over the last few weeks. Just put him there.
All right, so Bay Area, H Money, Azzy,
Called him
Jason.
a faggot. Gonzalo called him I'm sorry.
Hold on. So Bay Area, H Money, Azzy, Jason Bourne, Triple JJJ. Do we agree on this?
Yes, I do.
All right. People go to the community section on YouTube, on this channel, obviously, as you can see on your screen, and go vote. And the vote begins right now. All right. Let's get back to the boxing talk here, people. What
Let's play
else?
some bets real quick. I'm betting on H Money.
Yeah, me too. H Money
Bet
has to
on
take
H
it.
Money?
I mean, yeah,
I
of
got
course.
H Money.
H
Yeah,
Money,
I
man.
think that's probably I think he'll probably
I think he's gonna take it by a landslide, man.
Yeah, what a waste of time. Why do we even try to fucking find 4 other names?
Jason Bourne in the chat has donated. Thank you, Jason. He said Stu still holds it against me for warning him about the storm. My fucking phone always storm that brought the London Bridge down. Down goes AJ.
Oh my god.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, if we want to talk about storms, I mean, fuck's sake, we won't talk about the Polish storms. I mean, I'm surprised there's any buildings left in Poland after the storms that I think your guys. But yeah, thank you for the donation, Jason. I mean, you've made the list as one of the most annoying panelists. I actually didn't pick you. I picked Guerrero. But yeah, you're on the list. So
Gonaki might have
That is
that
what it
style to beat AJ though. You know, because it's true though. Could you imagine that, Stu?
what's that?
Nowaki beating AJ? Would you end your
Jason
life?
Bourne. Could you imagine Jason Bourne?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ. It'd be unbearable.
Oh,
wouldn't it?
forget it. Any Polish fans, including Jason Bourne, the one that would stand out the most, this would be the greatest moment of their
Jason
lives.
Bourne will be giving the Anthony Joshua comments in it about superior races and stuff. The Polish are the superior race.
All right, people, call in. The phone lines are open. The phone number is on your screen. Don't be shy. Call in. Give us your take on the whole year, fight of the year, prospect of the year, all of that. Just call in and let us know. All right, let me just turn this off. All right, guys. Who was the disappointment of 2019?
I thought Anthony Joshua in his first fight against Andy Ruiz, I thought it was disgraceful. The whole circus that was around that occasion, the way he turned up looking like fucking a WWE wrestler, going on rapping on Joe Rogan's show and stuff, and not taking this fight serious. And then when he got in the ring, it was an embarrassing performance, wasn't it? I mean, the unified champion of the world just falling all over the place and just no energy in the tank. It was just an embarrassment for me.
Yeah, that's got to be the upset of the year. The most because he was terrible in that fight, just terrible.
It was just it was the arrogance of the man. It was the arrogance. And this man thought he just had a stroll up. He started to
in the second fight. He proved it.
Yeah, he started to believe the hype that was coming from these fucking British casual fans that know jack shit about boxing. They'd tell him how great he was. He's up there with Ali and Lennox Lewis and everything. He'd believe his own hype. He was coming in. Look, instead of getting in a shape as a heavyweight boxer should be, to be light on his toes, to be quick and explosive, he's building up the muscles for the ladies on Instagram. I mean, the guy's whole attitude.
Yeah, but
there on Joe Rogan podcast, rapping and stuff, and I thought the whole thing was an absolute fucking embarrassment. And
throw Ruiz in that conversation too in the second fight. He came in a fat blimp.
Yeah, he's got to be a mention as well.
All right, guys, we have a phone call here. 804, you're on the air. 804.
What's up, fellas? This is D. Jefferson, man. Look. I don't
D.
care
Jefferson.
what happens. That annoying bastard H Money gotta win that. That motherfucker's annoying. It ain't right on y'all channel. I can't even believe he made the goddamn list. That bitch is annoying.
Hey D, have you seen how he looks?
And he had to go.
Hey D. Jefferson, did you see how he looks?
Yeah.
You did, right? I kind of feel bad for him, man. I'll be honest with you.
Oh my God.
I don't feel bad for him. Yeah,
He's like, fuck him.
Like, this dude is nasty like that everywhere, bro. You can't even have a conversation with this clown, bro. H Money's got to win. I can't even imagine anybody being more annoying than that bastard.
Wasn't he on your channel?
I mean, how head honcho could be mentioned for Call of the Year? You can't even hear the fucking guy for a start. Shouting and screaming, using racial slurs. I mean, how is this guy? This shows you.
I like that.
It just shows you the standards. It just shows you the standards of the BDA when that guy is nominated for Caller of the Year. Amazing.
Anything else, D?
H Money, he threatened Mark to fly to Ireland and whoop his ass.
Listen, Mark has nothing to worry about. The only thing he has to worry about is, going to jail for child abuse if he did for them. But
hepatitis.
Yeah.
I mean, he might spit in your face.
Yeah,
spitting in your face or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not H Money Mr. DAZN. He's H Money Mr. Disowned because he got kicked out of the NBBC, and now he don't like none of those guys. So they disowned him, and he got 2 times worse. That motherfucker.
And shout out to the real H Money that puts out videos on YouTube. There's a real H Money. We ain't talking about him.
What are you talking
We're talking about the little bum that comes on to every show. He calls himself Mr. DAZN, and he's crazy looking. I ain't talking about the kid from Brooklyn, H Money. That H Money I ain't got no problem with. He's good.
And you didn't know there was another H Money. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's a dude. He's got a smaller channel. I don't think he claims anything other than just talking boxing, and he goes by the name of H Money. H Money's a famous name in New York. People know
Okay.
who H Money is.
well,
We should have a contest. Who's the real H Money?
yeah.
Hey, go ahead, D.
Yeah, no, that's it, bro. I just wanted to call and bitch about H Money a little bit, but y'all fellas keep it up with the show. Good show.
All
Hey,
right.
Butcho, is D the one that called in that time on his camera?
Yes,
He's a very good caller, man. He should call in again, man. Call in
absolutely.
on his.
And check
Come
out
in,
his
come in on the
channel.
panel, D. You're always welcome on the panel, brother.
Hey, those calls
I
that
appreciate that,
that
Stu.
Vinnie Mac is
Appreciate you
getting
guys, man.
nominated and Honcho. Let's be honest, those are the ones that.
Yeah, but
Those are the
it's
clown
not about.
awards.
Listen, it wasn't about boxing knowledge. I recognise it was about who's the bigger retard, really, isn't it? Let's be real with a lot of them. And well, it is. Let's be real.
The ones that cause
Put Triple
debate.
J on there. Put Triple J for the biggest retard.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, we
All right,
did. We
D,
did.
thank you for the phone call, man. All right.
You know, Triple J's
care.
cool with me, but if you annoy anybody on the panel, even if it's just one person, we gotta put them on the list. I like Jason Bourne. He's cool, but I mean, let's face it. He went at it with Stu. He's gone after me too. I've heard him say stupid shit on the chat. I don't have a problem with it.
The thing is, when somebody, I've been guilty of it too. When somebody gets a little drink on them, they all of a sudden want to get really like an internet tough guy. But this guy, for no reason, try to just because he don't like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And they said he had a broken nose. He went on a fucking rant talking about how I'm a fucking fanboy. And just
Listen,
I
but
made
he
one
did have
comment.
a broken nose.
Yeah, he did have a broken nose, but that just he correlated the fact that I'm Mexican, and I made a comment about another Mexican to fucking make me the guy to signal out as a guy he's obviously having a problem with Mexicans to fucking point me
Hey,
out.
Gonzalo. Gonzalo, remember this guy was good. Remember Marquez when he got his nose broken in the fourth fight with Pacquiao? He said that if you don't land that punch, he would have had to quit.
Yeah.
I mean, so come on, man.
Look, listen. At the end of the day, right, Gonzalo, I know your pain, brother. I get more abuse than anyone on this show, but that's why I come at them. I go back at them. I give them stick. I give them abuse back. That's my way of dealing with it. And like I said, it usually works because in the end, they just get fed up with me timing them out and making them look like fools on air. So that's what you got to do. Just go back at them, bro. Don't let it get to you, sort of thing, and don't let it dishearten you.
But to be honest,
these guys,
it's kind of ridiculous.
They'll clown you no matter what.
Yeah,
they'll clown you no matter
we
what.
don't
mate.
know each other, and it's not like, oh, why should I hate you and you should hate me? It shouldn't
Yeah,
go that
listen,
far.
I don't know these.
And especially if I just made a fucking comment about boxing, and you took it too far because maybe the one that has problems with Mexicans is you.
Yes, but Gonzalo, listen. I don't listen, Gonzalo.
Yeah.
Gonzalo, I don't know anyone in the chat, and I don't like about 75% of them. I don't like the guys. They're low life degenerates. So that's just how it is. I mean, there's a few guys on our life. I like all the guys on the panel. Butcho's becoming a friend. Do you know what I mean? So is Recognise and BDAs, them sort of guys that have been here from the start. They're becoming friends now. But yeah, I don't like. But you just get on with it, mate. Don't let it bother you, man. Because like I said, these guys, they're not going to do anything to you in the long run. You're in fucking Philippines. If they're not going to say, just tell them to piss off, man. Do you know what I mean? That's what you got.
Yeah, I just don't really care. But every time I turn around, it's like he's running his mouth like.
Guys,
listen, you know what it is. Look,
forget about it. You know,
this is the
one that I'm living fucking rent free in his mind because every time I turn around, I told him don't say nothing, forget about it. You came out with a weak comment that's substantiated, but you still continue fucking making it. Come on, bring up some relevant boxing points.
All right, guys, should we have who's the most abused panelist award?
Who's the most abused?
Yeah,
panelist.
Yeah. Because Stu claims that he's the most abused.
Most abused means someone being submissive, so it can't be Stu, that's for sure.
Okay, not abused.
It can't
the most
be Gonzalo,
attacked.
because Gonzalo goes back at these.
No, not abused. Attacked.
Attacked. That would Stu would win that hands down.
Really?
Stu, Precise. Let me see.
All right, guys.
Gonzalo. I've had people go at me, but I don't really pay attention to it.
Look, mate, let's be real.
Oh, yeah, you lose sleep over it.
Down.
All right,
yeah, but I think that Stu wins that. Maybe the closest to him would be Precise, but that's a long second distance.
I tell you what, right? I tell you what, it reminds me of when I come on the BDA. It reminds me of that scene on Enter the Dragon. You know when he's cornered in that cellar bit with us, and he's fighting about 50 people on his own. That's me when I come on the BDA. Chop kicking people left, right. I got the fucking nunchuckers out, started whacking them left, right, and centre. And that's what I do, man, when I come on here, man. There's bodies flying everywhere.
he's going through the fucking crowd. All right, hold on. We have a bunch of phone calls. Let's start taking them. 484, you're on the air. 484.
That's Jackson.
Yeah, what's up, guys? It's Jackson. How's it going? I just wanted to say I think it's kind of wrong to nominate H Money because he's like the Charlie Zelenoff of
Yeah.
boxing talk.
So you saying that we're being insensitive to mentally challenged people?
Yeah, I mean he doesn't know what he's saying. He doesn't know to really conversate or debate realistically. So I don't think we can.
Yeah, I did feel bad when I told him I would choke him to death. I did feel kind of bad. You do bring up a good point.
Like he just screams like, "Jimmy, you're a good dude." Jimmy, I have no like that. When I heard the one time he was on, and like Jimmy was trying to have a rational discussion and be like, it's all good, brother," and he just kept on shouting, "I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my fans up in the chat." Retard, like.
Hey, Jackson, he has a channel. You know that, right?
Oh, does he really?
Okay, look, I don't remember the channel. I have to go back into my archives and check it out. But he has a channel, and if you
Who
think
are we talking about here?
We're talking about H Money. H Money has a channel.
Oh yeah, man, that fuck.
No, the fake H Money, not the boxing cat H Money. I don't have any problems with it. But again, the crazy guy that calls everybody a bitch, Mr. DAZN, he has his own channel, and it's the funniest shit you ever see.
He called Ness a snitch. Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah. Ness has some explaining to do, but.
Oh, that's hilarious. And I just wanted to comment on AJ's transformation from the Ruiz fight. How we're talking about he was much lighter on his feet, and I just think, like you guys were saying, if he can lose another 5 pounds, he's going to be a deadly weapon. I think.
You think he should lose another 5 pounds?
Yeah, I said that. Recognized. I said 5 pounds.
Right? Oh no!
I did say that. I reckon 5 pounds on the legs would be a nice start. I'd do a little bit more than 5.
Are you looking at the screen, Stu?
Who's that?
That's H Money, bro. No lie to you.
That's the guy that calls in?
Yes, that's him.
Is that him? Is it?
That is correct.
Look how fucking Sean Paul.
Sean Paul.
I never saw a skinny fat
titties
guy.
are bouncing.
He's gonna knock out Recognize though.
Yeah.
Whoa. With the bouncing titties.
I thought it was Andy Ruiz.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest coming to the stage of the award show. Jimmy
from Lowell,
Jimmy.
Massachusetts.
From Lowell, Massachusetts. How's it going, brother? Good to see you.
Hey, every day above ground's a good day.
Good point.
Surely is, Jimmy. We were talking about that the other day, weren't we, Jimmy?
Yes, we were, my friend. Yes, we were.
Yeah, we were, brother.
We were. Take it, fucking appreciate every day.
Wait, hold on. We still have
Jackson.
Jackson. Jackson, go ahead.
Jackson, sorry, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I wanted to say hi to my hockey brother, Jimmy. Jimmy said he played hockey. I played all my life. Just wanted to say what's up to him for that. And I just wanted to say if AJ can get a little bit lighter on his, he looked good at the weight he was at. But if he gets a little lighter, he might be unbeatable.
So somewhere around 235, you say?
Yeah, I agree with Jackson. I said that. I think if he can lose a little bit of weight on his legs, trim down a little bit, trim that bit of muscle off, I think it'd be perfect. I agree with Jackson. I think Jackson's been I'm surprised Jackson didn't get mentioned actually in the list. I think Jackson's been a
good caller. He's one of the good callers.
Yeah, he's a very good caller. I think he's not a fucking troll. He says what he thinks and he rings in and says it. So Jackson, I've always had time for you, son. So that's a good call at there, and it's a good point you just made because I honestly believe that Joshua could lose a bit of that muscle. It never pays to look like a WWE wrestler in a boxing ring, like I've said before. The leaner you are, the quicker you're going to be, and the more explosive and the better on your feet. And I think we're in an era now where the big lumps, the big heavyweights, I think they're going now. I think we're starting to see the U6 and the smaller guys take over with their speed and footwork.
It's all depends on your frame too, right? When you add muscle, like if you're not naturally like he's
wide,
he's a mesomorph, you know what I mean? But he could have natural wide frame, like even Tommy Hearns. Now Tommy Hearns, the same type of dude. If you would have packed muscle on him, he'd look like a bodybuilder because he had long
arms. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So he doesn't need to pack on that kind of muscle. Boxing's not that kind of sport, man. It's about the quickness. You're gonna punch your hardest, even if you just do all natural calisthenics. And I wanted to say to Jackson, and my phone was fucking. I wanted to say shout out back to you for hockey players. Nice. Yeah, I played my whole life, brother. Nasty sport. I love it. But no boxing. There's no other sport. I've tried almost every sport. No sport tests your will, tests your conditioning like boxing.
I tell you a sport. I tell you a sport that's basically it's nearly as demanding as
soccer,
boxing.
Football.
No, rugby. It's a fucking real dangerous game. Rugby is, man. I'll tell you.
Yeah, no helmets, man. Checking.
Well, you can just get one tackle wrong and you fucking paralyzed for life.
Yep.
I mean, I remember I played the first game I played for rugby because I was a footballer. I used to always be a footballer at school. I weren't really a rugby guy, but they asked me to play because I paced and they put me on the wing. I didn't know what I'd do. Just got the ball and fucking ran. That's all I knew at the time. But I remember I got the ball and fucking went to run around these two guys. They fucking cornered me, hit me both together, big lumps as well. And I remember my shoulder snapping in half in about 3 places. The first time I'd ever played the game. And I remember getting up, my fucking arm was hanging down. I thought, you know what, this ain't for me. I'll stick to the round ball games. Tough game, mate. And like I said, and you're doing it every weekend as well. With boxing, it's once every 6 months, but with the rugby, it's every week. So it's a tough game, man. But American football can be quite dangerous as well.
We got a phone call.
BDA, remember a couple of weeks ago I said, or Bucho, I said a few weeks ago, you won't be surprised. You start seeing a lot more like on social media, like trying to pushing fights. Because that was what I was told. Everybody's going to start really trying to. But did you notice even Crawford for like 3 days in a row, he's going at Spence real, like they're having a Twitter war.
Mm-hmm.
Like at some point, you know what I mean? Like Crawford's so obviously, like they're so obviously ducking Crawford. It's, you know what I mean? They can say it's for this and for that. Bottom line is, dude, you run your career. You could say, I won't make that fight, and it happens. You know what I mean? They're ducking the motherfucker.
All right, we'll talk more about that before we continue. Let's take a phone call.
Is Jackson still on? I'm sorry. Is Jackson still on?
He hung up. But Jackson, thanks for the phone call. All right, we'll have another phone call. 702. You're on the air. 702.
Oh shit.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Degenerate.
It's the South Side hater.
Slam! Let the boys be boys!
Back to the future, goofy ass nigga talking about Hearns, nigga. Fuck Hearns, nigga.
Okay.
2020, nigga.
All right. What's on your mind?
Goofy ass nigga. I'm telling you what's on my mind. Don't refried beef.
I'm gonna tell you I was done. All it together now. Yeah.
That's how it's gotta be.
All right, let's
do that.
Honcho.
Yeah, listen. I heard that goofy nigga, that last caller talking about AJ. Fucking chia pet head ass nigga. And then this beef stew ass nigga from where's he from? England.
That's it. You got it, boy.
He's from Germany.
You got it,
Germany.
England and Germany is the thing.
Yeah. German.
London's East Germany.
Yeah, whatever.
The closest.
I'm talking about East Germany, nigga.
Yeah. He's from.
You could even find. You could even find New England. Never mind England. Get out of here, son.
Yo, listen to this shit, my nigga. I just seen on the motherfucking History Channel, one of them channels, nigga. I seen them niggas in London don't even got drying machines. What is that? The dryer. These niggas put their clothes out to dry on the balcony. Oh, wrinkly clothes ass nigga. And then Stu come on here.
Hey,
don't they do that?
Huncho,
Don't they do that in
I
South
can
Jamaica?
assure you. Listen, let me tell you something now. I can assure you, Huncho, 75% of London, you couldn't afford to live there. You couldn't afford to go to a place and live like that. It's expensive.
Don't they do that in South Jamaica, Queens?
Oh, wrinkly clothes ass.
Huncho, at least they've got clothes to hang up. You're still wearing the same tracksuit.
Niggas drying their clothes on the balcony.
Crusty old tracksuit. Crusty old fucking track. Here you are. Crusty old fucking tracksuit on. What?
Yo, what else? You know what else I see about London? These niggas, that's why they teeth all rotten. They boil everything. Oh, boily egg ass niggas.
Yeah, we boil people like you as well.
They boil French fries. Oh,
boil you up and feed you to the pigs.
They give you French fries, nigga.
Hey, Honcho, you lost, man. They had you second. I think you came second place of Caller of the Year.
Yeah.
Well, let's be real. Honcho's used to losing in life.
Yeah. That was
Second's quite good for him. It's usually last, isn't it, Honcho?
You know they hate.
Yo, that's why it was.
They can't see Queens, nigga. They hate.
Nah.
Now, is he an attorney? Somebody said he was an attorney.
No.
Attorney of what? Of what?
A lawyer or?
What about that Croatian?
The hell was he an attorney of?
That nigga today. Flipper. Oh, Flipper. He go. Flipper, he go. That nigga that's from Croatia. Flipper, he go.
The Croatian nigga, right? I like that dude. Croatian.
Flipper ego.
From that large segment of niggers from Croatia, by the way.
Let's all right, Honcho, who's your fighter of the year?
Is this that goofy nigga, that mop head ass nigga that was eating sausage and eggs, nigga?
No, that's not him. That's not him.
Calm down.
Yeah, calm down. Heart attack. All right, Honcho, fighter of the year.
Yo, whoever that nigga was, he can't afford a comb, and he on a panel,
right.
nigga. I should be on a panel. Oh, fucking no comb.
Oh, he's talking about Pete, man. He's talking about Pete.
Yeah, no, he's talking about Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy.
Oh, Johnny Boy.
Johnny Boy.
Hey, you see, the thing is, you see people like Honcho, right? I guarantee you, right? I've seen it. So Honcho would come to England and get his fucking, would get his teeth knocked out very quickly. I can assure you that now. He would come out that attitude, come with that mouth, and someone would take them teeth out very quickly. Listen, I mean, fake tough guy, fake fucking tough guy. That hasn't even got a decent phone, so we can barely hear the fucking clown because he's calling in on some fucking Sony Ericsson. So I mean, this guy, man, get him out of here.
Shut your goofy ass up! I'm telling you, I'm coming to London, nigga.
You ain't. Like I said, mate, you're London. You ain't even got a passport. How are you gonna get to London without a passport?
You can't even leave Southside Jamaica, Queens. What are you talking about? You going to London?
Listen, mate. What is this shit? You better start washing that one tracksuit as well when you do come to England, because you will have to hang it outside. I mean, you will have to hang it outside.
As soon as I get my license, I'm buying that ticket, nigga. As soon as I get my license, nigga.
All right.
I'm on restriction. Yo.
You still got a flip phone? You still got a flip phone?
Honcho's not about that life. Honcho, you're not about that life.
Honcho, you still got a flip phone?
Nigga, you ain't about that dentist life, nigga.
It's got a Motorola, isn't it? It's a Motorola flip phone.
You old fucking Boris Johnson looking ass nigga. That shit.
Now, did you graduate? Now, did he go to Columbia?
Yeah, he went to Columbia Prison. Columbia Prison. You heard of that one?
Oh. Is he a grad student or?
Nah, nigga, I was in your mama's apartment, nigga, hitting her from
Just put it this way. He was the one on the bottom in the cell.
Oh my God.
Yo, fuck all this. When we gonna start talking about that nigga Flipper? He go.
Well, first of all, who's your fighter of the year?
Philip Herger. Fighter of the year, man. Nobody wants to hear you talk your shit. Just give us the fighter of the year.
Yeah, go ahead. Fighter of the year.
Shit, motherfucker.
Come on.
Yeah. Fighter of the year. All right. That sounds reasonable. Hold on.
I know it takes your brain to work a little bit, but can you get one?
What did he say?
Yeah, he put them paws on that bitch, on that steroid bitch.
Ruiz.
He said Ruiz.
Honcho makes fucking John Coffey look intelligent.
He said, you heard what he said? He said Ruiz.
What
about when Ruiz came in the rematch, man?
That fat fuck. Come on.
Fight of the year. Why? Is his performance in that first fight that good?
Keep it a buck. He was still throwing paws on that nigga. That nigga was in the
He was putting shit on that nigga.
He wasn't doing shit, man. Come on.
You ever seen that motherfucking movie from Schwarzenegger, nigga? Running Man. That's about AJ, nigga.
That's the double.
The running.
Did you say Running Man?
Yeah.
No, he said Andy Ruiz is the fighter of the year. Andy Ruiz.
They got a nigga on here talking about British boxing, nigga. That's the minor league, nigga.
Listen,
you sound angry.
Hey, listen. If you knew anything about boxing, you'd know that Britain's a place to be right now. Hey, listen, why all these American fighters coming to the UK promoter? To get paid, that's why. To get paid, to get recognition, to get their name out, to get what the money they deserve. They can't rely on it in America. So they have to come to
people
British
don't realize how the amount of champions per capita out of England is extraordinary. It's not even like, wow, they have a lot of good. It's extraordinary the amount of elite fighters come out of a country that small. And so anybody to denigrate that is just being fucking foolish.
And let's be real, you're heavyweight champion of the world. Had to rob our guy, man, to keep that belt. So get out of here. We're talking about us. He robbed our guy to keep that belt. We should have had all them belts in the UK. Joshua had 3, and Fury should have had the other one. So
we're gonna have to move on. We're gonna move on. Honcho, thanks for the phone call. All right.
Yeah,
Honcho.
Yeah.
Hey, Stu, you old fucking wrinkly sharp ass nigga. If I ever see you in Queens, I'm gonna knock that motherfucking.
Listen, you ain't good. You wouldn't do a damn thing. Let me tell you something. Take you out of your comfort zone where all your fucking your thug friends are hanging beside you, protecting you. Come out of your comfort zone. You wouldn't do a damn thing. You'd be like Minnie Mouse if I stepped up to you.
We'll put some money on your book.
You'd get fucking what Rigondeaux did to Jazza Dickens. One clean shot to the jaw, broken in half. That's what would happen. Sit down, Honcho. Before I give a Rigondeaux.
Honcho, thanks for the phone call.
We'll put some money on his book.
Listen, Honcho, we're never going to meet. What am I going to go to Queens for?
Right,
do you think? Listen, if I'm going to go somewhere, anywhere in the world, why the fuck would I say, oh yeah, can you book me a ticket to Queens, please? I want to go to Queens.
Yeah, that's where I want to go. I want to land in
Out of anywhere in the world to go, I'm going to go to Queens. Get out.
The worst neighborhood in Queens, South Jamaica.
All right.
Where
He's
guys
gone.
like Honcho live.
All right.
Yeah, that's where I want to go.
Honcho, thanks for the phone call. All right. Let's get back to boxing over here. Yes.
They had there's the World Boxing News had Josh Taylor as a candidate for Fighter of the Year. I think Manny Pacquiao ran away with it. He started getting a late surge in votes. He won.
Yeah, of course he did.
They took him off the list of nominees because of the comments he made about a guy when he went to a bar. So like
well, that, like I said, that's not a credible list then for me. If you're gonna, this is boxing we're talking about. This is not who's the nicest guy around here, who's the most progressive.
Wait,
you know what I mean? This is boxing we're talking about. I want to know.
Josh Taylor got sick.
Yeah, I don't care if he. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who's the most progressive? Because then, you know what I mean? That's ridiculous. So
I was just
for me,
wondering if anybody else was going to follow suit with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, Josh Taylor's mine. Manny Pacquiao's a good mention. A lot of people have got him on this show. You know, for me, he could be a second. He could, what he's achieved, you can't really. For me, Broner's not a very good win for me because Broner loses every big fight he's in. He's like he's a B-side, a very poor one at that. Never brings anything to the table. Just gets his ass whooped for 12 rounds and picks his check up. So is that a great win? Not really. Keith Thurman, the guy that's been hiding in the hills of Nepal with his new wife, smoking all sorts of fucking herbs. Comes back, looks shadow of the man. Where's that one-time Thurman gone? Where is that guy gone? The guy.
I tell you, that one time Thurman went away when he got rib checked by Collazo.
By Collazo. I said that, didn't I? Remember all them? I said the same.
Yeah.
He was a different fighter after that.
My question is, how good are these guys? These current welterweights? Like maybe they're not that good.
I don't think they're that good. I'll be honest with you because you still got old man Pacquiao. Okay, he's not only an old man, he's a lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't care. I don't care if he fights that welterweight.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a lightweight. He's a lightweight. So, and he's
some of the 140 pounders are about to move up,
and some of the 140 pounders are actually bigger than Pacquiao.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Listen, that was a big embarrassment to Thurman and his fans. I don't give a fuck how you slice it. You lose to a fucking guy. Listen, 3 years ago he was talking about ending his legacy when there was rumors about them fighting. The fact, you know what I mean? It's terrible.
Oh yeah, but I you know something, Jimmy? When he would say that, I'm like, dude, you're not the guy. You cannot beat Manny Pacquiao. I know Pacquiao's old and everything, but I kind of always felt it like if there's gonna be anybody that beats him, in this new generation, which he could lose, it's not you. You're not the guy that's gonna do it.
Well, nobody picked. I don't think anybody from the panel picked Thurman to win, did they?
Yeah,
I
but the
think
thing was with
Stu
Thurman.
did.
Yeah, I picked Thurman to win. I just thought, man, I saw a real decline in Manny Pacquiao. Like I said before earlier in the show, I see Manny Pacquiao running onto right hands, and I thought with Thurman's right hand, it could be the key to
Would be,
victory in
yeah.
that one. But
And he did. And he actually
Go
did
watch
run
a fight. Go watch a fight of Manny Pacquiao's from 2006, 2008 on video, and then go
To
watch a
Stu's
Thurman
credit-
fight.
Stu's
Shell of
credit-
his former self. Exactly what Stu's saying.
To Stu's
That's
credit,
how bad Thurman was.
But here's the thing, Jimmy. To Stu's credit, even though it didn't work out for him, he did run into right hands in that fight. Go look at the fight. Go look at a couple of rounds.
Oh, absolutely. He's a shell of himself. He hasn't knocked anybody out except for that fucking kid from who was just there to cash a shot. He quit against.
Listen, I was watching Pacquiao right beforehand, jumping in square on, right, getting caught with shots. It's only because he's got a fucking granite chin. It's what's has bailed him out of it. Because any a lesser man would have been KO'd spark out with those sort of shots. Getting hit clean, square on. And that was alarming. And he was getting buckled as well. A lot of them shots. I said, there was times I've seen his feet getting buckled from those shots. That's what the age kicking in. He can't hold them shots like he used to, where he used to just walk through shots. He can't do that anymore. Like any old man that age can't. So, but he was still fighting like the young Manny Pacquiao. And I feel when you get to that age, you have to sort of change your style up. You have to become a bit more defensively sound, a bit more boring if it has to be. But you can't be flying around like a wasp, jumping in square on against people like. But let's be real, Keith Thurman just didn't have it in him on the night. Very weak, lackluster Keith Thurman for me. Just doesn't have that power anymore. I don't know where it's gone. I don't know if it's the shoulder. He's worried to throw it properly. I don't know. Just not getting the pop or the respect that he used to get. He used to hit people and all sorts of things used to happen.
He's on his back foot. That's why, bro.
Yeah, but
he's on his
like
back
I said,
foot.
I've watched him and he's planting his feet and he's launching everything into these shots. He's catching them, but nothing's happening. So I want to know what happened to the power of Keith Thurman, or is it maybe because he's stepping up against the world?
Well, my theory is he's not really playing his. He doesn't really plant his feet in fights until the 6th, 7th round after the other guys lost a lot of the zip off his fastball. That's when he'll stop planting his feet. Problem is, he's lost the zip off his too. In the first few rounds, man, that motherfucker's on the balls of his feet, running backwards, pushing. You know what I mean? He's never really planting any feet to throw anything with bad intentions. And Pacquiao's greatest ability, I still never seen another fighter been able to do it, is bounce. Well, he's on the bounce. Land a shot, like so he's bouncing. He'll catch you on a time. He'll stop bouncing back and forth. He's timing you on his bounce, and he'll bounce and throw at the same time. I've never seen anybody be able to just literally the minute his tops of his toes touch, he fucking turns his hands over and cracks with it.
Yeah, he has this ability of
calves. His calves.
He has this ability of pushing off. He has this ability of pushing off on the front foot or the back foot and throwing a punch with some bad intentions in it too.
On the land, which is incredible. Normally you land and you got to at least drop a heel. That motherfucker right on the ball's what? And he just catches you, man. It's insane. And he's unbelievable with his timing. That's why I even notice, even when he's sparring, you'll see him just going back and forth. He starts, getting that bouncing. He's all about timing. He reads other fighters' timing very well.
Didn't Usyk knock out Bellew on the bounce? Am I mistaken on that? I thought
catch him on the bounce. That's usually a sign you're reading somebody's timing well. Yeah. Because again, it's all rhythmic, man. Everybody does a rhythm. Watch it. Like if you put BDA does when he makes the video. Sometimes we put music to it. To play. Everybody has a rhythm to their fucking style, except for one of the few guys, Lomachenko. The fucking weird hands and the different directions, different feet. Literally, it would make me tired because I'd be trying to read what he's doing, and then he'd be waving his hand around, and I'd be swinging at ghosts, and he'd be piecing
me up.
And
for all you Lomachenko haters, listen to what Jimmy just said. He is 100% right. You guys don't know boxing when you say he's average. Show me his rhythm. what is it exactly? Don't bring up, don't bring up the knockdown with Linares. That was a mistake on his part. He was standing.
Yeah.
He's getting a little too
Who has he
confident,
fought?
standing
Who
right in
has
front
he
of him.
I think
fought?
with the rhythm,
Who
I
has
think
he
with the
fought?
rhythm thing, I think rhythm is one of the most important things in you when you're doing your work. I mean, because rhythm comes in throwing combinations. When you got your rhythm right, your timing comes. The sharpness and
Bingo.
explosiveness is there. It's just all about when you're tense and all tensed up. You're trying to throw hard shots. You're just not getting the same sort of effect, sort of thing. It's all about rhythm, especially with the footwork as well. If you're fucking tripping over your opponent's legs every time you're trying to plant your feet and all over the place, it's not going to work out well for you. So rhythm is a major part of it, and I think that's probably where Billy Joe Saunders he relies on rhythm, and when it's not there, like it wasn't
guys.
in his last fight, he's all over the place. Look how bad he looks because you think just a guy that could box like he did against Lemieux. I know Lemieux's very limited when it comes to boxing skills himself, but the way he boxed, the way he looked, how can you go from that guy to the one that fought a few weeks ago? And that's a rhythm thing. It's that he hasn't become a shit fighter overnight. That's through lack of fight, lack of being in the right shape. You know what I mean? All sorts of
Guys,
reasons.
can I just say
With
something?
Thurman,
Go ahead.
I think he bet on himself for an early knockdown. He tried to make a statement early, but Pacquiao was able to drop him in the first round, like he's able to do with most of his opponents. Put him on the canvas, if not take him out. Ever since, she's only got like 1 or 2 knockouts, like in the last 10 years, she's been able to drop almost everybody. One thing about Pacquiao, he's always in a fight. Out of the 7 losses, we're not going to count the first 2 when he was young. These last 5, he's always been in a fight, including that Marcus, where he was winning or competitive.
He knocks people down. Even when they're not, like Thurman wasn't really hurt, but he was knocked down because he wasn't expecting the punch. He wasn't, you know what I mean? That's his gift.
Yeah,
but yeah, no.
That'll keep you honest though, because
absolutely.
Yeah.
And to Stu's point too, man, 100% how you said that about rhythm. It's listen, and I've always found this odd. Well, my grandfather used to say, "Give me a kid who can dance good." If I see a kid who can dance well, if I see a good athlete, I'll ask it, "Hey, can you dance?" You know what I mean? Back in the day, and if they said, "Yeah," that was always a good sign, because I bet you Billy Joe Saunders, you could tell he's probably a good dancer. Some white kids who can fucking cut the rug pretty good, and look at even Sugar Ray Robinson, left professional boxing to become a professional dancer for 3 years. It's a big thing. Like Mickey Ward, that white ass boy, he used to break dance and he had wicked good rhythm. His brother Dickie, good dancer too.
Well, look at Lomachenko's a ballet dancer. Lomachenko's a ballet dancer, weren't he, or something like that?
Yeah, they took for the balance, because they'll tell it's just for the balance his father made him take. It wasn't just ballet. I thought people just say it was everything. He had him take. It was from progressive to all.
The thing is, with rhythm though, Jimmy, you could turn up on the night, and if it's not there, you won't find it through the fight. Your timing will be. I've seen it with Kell Brook. I've seen where they've not been active enough, and when they have gone back in the ring, they just can't find that because that rhythm and timing comes with fights. So you don't get it in sparring, because sparring's not at a pace that you could. It's just basically what you want to work on, isn't it? In sparring,
Bucio's trying to talk. I think Bucio's trying to talk.
Just quickly on Keith Thurman and why he probably didn't look that good that night, and we're talking about rhythm. Let's take a look at his fights that he had here with the PBC. 2015, 2 fights. 2016, 1 fight, Sean Porter. 2017, 1 fight, Danny Garcia. That was in March. And then 2018, he doesn't fight. Then he fights Josito Lopez, doesn't look that good, and then fights Pacquiao. So did he maybe destroy his career by having a PBC schedule?
He took the prime of his career and went on the shelf.
Yeah,
like Sue was just saying, you got to fight all the time. There's a reason back in the day, those motherfuckers, even champions. Marvin Hagler was one of the first to fight infrequently, and that was people were always. A lot of people wanted by that, and I think a lot.
Still had like 70 fights.
Look, listen. When you look at look at it like this, right? Sorry, Jimmy, you cut out, bro. You cut out. Go on, Jim.
No. I was just gonna say, like look at the guys from. I grew up when I was real young. Those guys would have a champion would win the belt in January. And come August, they've already had 4 or 5 defenses, literally every other month. It was crazy.
Listen,
and the
you got to look at it like this. If Muhammad Ali, right, probably one of the greatest fighters of all time, right? Just look at when he had a break. I know it's not his fault why he had a break, but we're just talking about breaks here. He was out for 3 years, I believe, right? Never looked the same guy. Never looked the same. Even though he was still young, and still had something left in him, still a world-class fighter, was never that guy that he was before that break. You lose it 2-3 years out of a ring, very, very difficult to find it back. Even Tyson Fury's struggling to become that guy he used to be. And, it's just, that's why you have to use, when you're a fighter in the prime of your life, you have to be busy and you have to make the best of it while it's still there. Because you could wake up one morning and it's gone, and before you know it, you're in the ring getting your ass whooped.
When it comes to fighting combat sports or just fighting, period, you have to have that constant animal instinct. Okay, the animal instinct is to attack. The instinct is to be attacked as well. So you gotta. Okay, it's one thing to be a tough guy against a sitting duck, a guy who's not gonna fight you back. It's another thing to be an animal against somebody who's trying to attack you with the same intentions, right? He's trying to hurt you, and you're trying to hurt him, and you come out the winner. You got to keep doing that. You can't stop doing that and then think you're going to go back in any form of fighting, whether you're fighting on the streets or you're fighting professionally. You got to cover that.
The young Ali was dexterous with his feet. He can shuffle, move from side to side, and go front.
No, but listen, that's when he's in rhythm. Yeah. What Stu's bringing up, that's when he's in rhythm. He was great. But Stu is bringing up, and what Jimmy's bringing up is when you take these long layoffs, you don't have the sharpness of that instinct like you used to, and you're not the same. So Thurman, Thurman's not. I'm not going to say obviously he's not Muhammad Ali, but
it's a match fitness thing.
All right, guys.
It takes lots of fights, years to build that match fitness up.
Guys, hold up. Bucho's trying to talk.
Yeah, we have a phone call.
315. You stop telling me to hold up, Revolution.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You look Butcher's little fucking butler or something.
No, because
no, I'm just here. I hear him trying to ring.
Yeah,
he's trying to talk and his volume's low, so I'm just trying to fucking help out, yo.
Yeah, because I'm the host. For some reason, my sound gets all drowned. So
sorry,
Revolution is actually helping. Revolution's helping me out. 315, you're on the air. 315.
Apologize to Bucho. Fuck me. All right.
No, 315. 315.
I think that Thurman, I think he got one foot in the game and one out the game. And like the panel was saying, you can't turn on that instinct. You can't turn it on and off and expect it to be there for you. He also underestimated Pacquiao. He's by saying.
Can they say something to the caller?
This is 1-2 kid, right?
Yeah,
1-2 kid.
Yeah.
1-2 kid.
Yeah. Not taking into account.
Hey, what's up, 1-2 kid? I think his best gig is probably to do a commentating job like Paulie Malignaggi, because he's very good at talking.
Keith Thurman, you're talking about, yeah?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to 1-2.
I think he didn't take into accountability Pacquiao's legs, how he closes the distance. And then he used the hand speed once he got inside, so it was a shock and awe. And I called that because he just underestimated him. And then with his side, not his piece, but his piece at home playing his flute, that can't be helping either. So, if the guy's going to go in there, I think he did well, but I think he just underestimated him. And then Novada, that don't help. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's going to benefit Manny. And, that's what you get, man. Manny's nothing to sleep on. And he slept on him, and you got to be in the game constantly. If you're not in the game constantly, you lose. And that's just how it goes. And that's what he's.
That's right.
That's why he is where he is now. Nowhere.
Yeah.
1-2 kid, you box, right? You was telling us the last time that you box. Yeah. You do amateur boxing, right?
Ago. Yeah.
Okay, so you know, right? Like know that you can't take a long layoff and fight a kid who's in rhythm, right? Like he's boxing every week.
Absolutely.
Every month he's in competition. Right. You know that you're going to be behind the 8 ball, right? Against a kid like that, more than likely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fresh legs beat old legs all the time.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. He had fresh legs, but they were a little too fresh. He put them on the shelf for too long. They was dusty. And I don't know if he could get it back. And then he blows up too. That don't help. I think somebody
top prime fighting, and I keep saying this because it's so true. Whether it's in the streets, whether you're doing it in competition, top prime fighting relies on rhythm. Keep doing it. You got to be You got to be in the. You got to have that instinct of at the drop of a dime you can fight.
I don't know how many people this happened to. A lot of champions too. Fighting BS competition
It also brings
That
you
too.
down because you
That
fight
will
level
ruin.
your
That will fuck
competition.
you up too.
And
Yeah.
then when you get in there with certain guys, that's why I don't think that Danny gonna perform all that well when he gets in there with another elite fighter again. Even though he's staying busy, and that helps. I just don't. I mean, when he gets in there with an elite fighter, I don't know if he's gonna perform. I don't think he's gonna look all that great.
Fowler, I don't want to beat the dead horse, but I'd say that every time I'd call in, I'd repeat that. That's so important. Your level of competition as a boxer in any sport you're playing at that level isn't. I would get when I used to play I was playing a pretty high level of ice hockey. I remember when I was stretches, we'd play a bunch of teams that sucked, and then we'd go up against a good team instead of a mediocre team. Like if you play 3 or 4 games in a row with kids you dominate, then you go up against the kids who can check and fucking have, stay in their lanes. They eat you alive. You develop easily bad habits, and you see it all the time. If you fight cherries and cab drivers, that's why. And then on top of that, you have rust. You're done for, and it's played out time and time and time again with these guys.
There's a reason why guys of recently, like Lomachenko and Usyk. There's a few others that I just can't name right now, but there's a reason why they've been able to go in there with very little professional fights and get the results that they have. They even dominate top level guys or guys that we think of top level in that weight class. The reason why is because they spent a lot of years. It's not because of their maturity. There is maturity because of age, but it comes with the experience. They spend a lot of times in the pros. I mean, the amateur ranks, in the high amateur ranks, fighting the number 2 guy or 1A, 1B, and having to prove that you're a 1A. You understand what I'm saying? So when you when you get that kind of level of competition, when it comes to the pro level, if a guy's he really doesn't deserve to be mentioned in the top 5 or top 3. What do you think a guy like Lomachenko and Usyk are going to do to those guys? They're going to expose them for fighters that shouldn't be ranked like that because they're fighting mediocre competition while those guys have been fighting their whole lives against top-notch competition.
Facts. And what they do is they become accustomed to what they want to do instead of what they need to do.
Right.
And that's what happens.
Yes.
Then they get in there,
Yep.
and now it takes them longer to make those adjustments that they used to make on the fly.
That's right.
So
that's right.
That's what you get.
All right. Anything else?
That's
1-2 Kid should be fighting caller of the year to me. I'm gonna say
Yep.
that 1-2 Kid should be the caller of the year.
Yeah, good call, man. All right, 1-2 Kid, thanks for the phone call and call back again next time. Take care.
No problem.
Yeah, what I was saying is if Keith Thurman's not gonna fight, he would do an excellent job as a commentator for the PVC, like a regular, similar to Paulie Malignaggi for Showtime, because he's a very articulate guy.
Yeah. Although I'm getting tired of Paulie. He's like going 100 miles per hour or something. All right. Revolution, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can we go to the next award?
And what would that be? Your choice.
Let's see. Next award is Rivalry of the Year.
All right. Tensions. Temperatures rising. All right.
Rivalries of the year?
Yes, sir. BDA Rivalry of the Year 2019.
Okay. Who's on the list?
Here we go. Nominees are Precise versus Gypsy Boxing Style. Recognize versus Vinnie Mac. Stu Little versus The Chat.
Stu Little versus The Chat. I've already
The
called
whole chat. Precise versus Rasclop. Ooh, temperatures rising. Or G Boogie versus Head Honcho.
That's a good one too. Damn.
And your winner is, by a landslide, 52%, Stu Little versus The Chat.
I said it, right? I called
right.
I said it.
Congratulations, Stu.
Congratulations, Stu.
Controversial, Stu. That's pretty much what it says. You're a controversial man.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to thank my fellow panelists the BDA show, the BDA listen, all the degenerates that wind me up enough for me to come back and win this award. I mean, if you think this year was bad, or last year, sorry, wait till you see this year. Coming back with a vengeance. Like I said, Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon, the nunchuckers are out. Ready for you guys. But yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Another award in the trophy cabinet of a very successful career at anything I do. Unlike some of you losers in the chat. But, yeah. That's about it. God bless you.
Any message to Hancho?
Yeah.
Stu?
Yeah, Hancho, go fuck yourself.
Oh. All right. Jimmy, you there?
A new rivalry is on the horizon, folks.
Yeah, we'll announce the other winners later. We have BDA Best Panelist and the most annoying person in the chat. Right now, H Money is taking the lead with 50%.
Oh, yeah.
Followed by Triple JJJ. Interesting. All right.
Triple J, if you're listening, I don't have a problem with you. But, you know, you do have beef with Gonzalo, so he's part of the panel. We got to put you on the list.
I don't have a problem with him. It just he's the one that keeps going on for no reason. If he had a good reason, I'd be like, all right, that's okay. You know, he's got a good reason. I'm just wondering.
Guys, we have a phone call. 805. You're on the air. 805.
Hey, Bucho, how you guys doing? I'm enjoying this award show. It's pretty fun.
All right. Dr. Stott, what's on your mind?
Dr. Stott.
I was thinking of like moments that you guys were talking about like last year. I was kind of wondering though, did Lobito come into the mix this year or was that last year?
No, that was this year.
Was Lobito 2019?
Last year that just passed. Lobito.
Yeah, 2019.
The legend
All right,
of Lobito.
I would say that was probably like that's probably the meme or like the phrase of the year for BDA boxing, Lobito.
That's a good point. It did have a historical significance.
Lobito. Lobito.
Yeah, just that word right there. That was like the word of the year for BDA boxing. If you're not a listener, you don't even know what that means.
I mean, it's in the intro, so
exactly.
Honestly,
it's stuff of legends.
Guy. Was it Nick and Nick? I'm sorry, I got cut off. What's going on?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying like Gonzalo was he neck and neck with Johnny Boy?
Yes, he was for Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the
it's
Year.
a tough call between them two. I would say it's a draw. You maybe could even share the title with Gonzalo and Johnny
Every
Boy.
vote counts. Remember, guys, that's how it goes.
Just like in democracy.
Good rookies this year. Good. There's been some good rookies. We had to get rid of a lot of dead wood, and we were short on good panelists for a while. We really were, and then we got a wave of good talent coming through. And I think the next generation, even like D coming on now and again, and other people, you know, the next generation of panelists are looking bright as well. So we've got a good team now.
Yeah,
I thought Gonzalo, and Johnny, I thought Mark, they were all great additions. There's other ones as well, if I forgot you, sorry. But yeah, I thought every one of them deserved it, really. So not too bothered who won.
Anything else?
I also wanted to add, like the most heated, I think the most heated stream that you guys had, I think was the post Kovalev Canelo fight. That was like you guys were, everybody was going at each other, and it was insane. I think that was the most intense one, dude.
I think you're right.
That's the one that sticks in my mind.
That probably was, yeah.
It was fucking chaos, man.
I don't know if you had an episode of like what was the most popular episode of the year. I think that would have won.
Yeah, probably.
That was just
and
like
you see, and we all don't take
dude.
offense to different opinions, man. We just
I mean, it's.
I was actually. I remember. That's when I was sick in hospital at the time. I think, just come out of it. I think I missed a period of time, and I think that was part of it. Right? I don't remember talking about Canelo.
No, you weren't there,
you guys.
Yeah, you
weren't. No, I don't think you was there.
You weren't there from September to like December, almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it was
right.
pretty toxic, Stu. It was better
You
for
wouldn't
your health.
listen. You
It
don't
was
have to
better
tell
for your
me.
health that you stay away from that.
Whenever
And we all went at it.
whenever Canelo's fighting, it gets toxic on our show.
And we all went at it. We all had our, we all called each other out for certain points, and we know, but you see, we don't, at least for me, I don't take that shit offensive. I think it's good entertainment. It's what we do in real life. This is what I do with people that I talk boxing with, right? Except that we're doing it on the air and we're doing this for people could listen.
Yeah.
When I'm with my brothers, we insult each other all the time. They think I'm crazy. Like, what do you mean he threw the fight? What the fuck would he throw the fight for?
You can have a back and forth with someone that's got a different opinion to you, but it's when they're forcing it on you and getting all upset and start calling your names because you're not saying what they want to hear. That's a very narcissistic trait to have, a very arrogant trait to have as well. And I don't take too well to people forcing their opinions on me, and that's
even if I agree with your opinion. Let's say Stu, I agree with your opinion, but let's say if you were forcing it on someone, I would think you're wrong.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, I would think you're wrong for that.
Recognize, look at Vinnie Mac, some of the retarded stuff he says, yeah. But it's his opinion. I don't force mine on him. I voted for him for the caller because I think he deserved it in the long run. He was quite entertaining. Not. There's a lot of good callers on the show, but I thought he was quite entertaining. That's the only reason I gave it to him. But I had no problem with him ringing in, saying that retarded shit. I'd wind him up and go back and forth with him. But that's what it's about. But I'm not forcing on him. Start calling him names. Getting angry and stuff. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. It's boxing. It's just a sport.
Hey, Michael, anything else?
One last thing, I guess. I know you got to get the show on the road, but I was kind of thinking, hopefully by next year, when you do this next year, that hopefully you get like the best female chat or fan or something like that, or panelist.
Oh yeah, we have Dolores there. What's her name? The psycho. I don't even know if it's
what.
Gonzalo.
No, it's a man. It's a man.
Guy,
He's just using his mother's phone.
Yeah. So everybody's talking shit about Dolores and it's like he's not.
Yeah,
even
I mean,
her.
come on, man. What grown ass man has to use his mother's phone to go on
I know
YouTube,
that's the thing. And everybody's calling her a bitch and shit. But anyways, Michael, thanks for the phone call, man.
Alrighty, you guys.
Oops, sorry, man. I just gotta say something here in the chat. Some names that will be forgotten, kind of. Well, Trap Media, but Trap Media is he actually showed up a few shows ago. Right Hero, I don't know if you guys remember Right Hero. He was in the panel.
I remember the kid Right Hero.
Yeah. Then he got into, I don't know what happened, man. And then we also had that was in the chat. Nopal, remember Nopal?
This is Nopal.
This is Nopal.
Canelo won 9 rounds to 3 in the first fight.
Yo, wait, no, he was serious. So I was like, all right, that's it, man. No, but he was annoying, so he had to go. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, let's get to the other award.
What about the infamous caller or panelist of the year, like El Dude?
That was last year. That was last.
No,
sorry.
Wasn't he 2018 yet?
Yeah, exactly. I keep saying last year, but when 20.
Yeah, like I said, we got rid of all the deadwoods. There's no point having that trophy this year.
Nah. People are saying low play.
There's no one to really know that we got the deadwood. We don't really have. When you look at our panelists, we don't really have anyone that I think's a complete prick anymore. We used to have loads.
The BDA supports white supremacy.
It's insane. Yeah, a Mexican Nazi or some shit. Anyways. All right.
Not even Mexican, It's not Mexican.
We feed you. Remember, he was attacking a homeless man or something. I mean, get out of here. A homeless man.
I tell you what. That's what I remember when I did a video about that. I said, I wish that was me that he came up to, man. Who does he think he is? He's bullying fucking homeless people on the street.
That's the wrong example of white supremacy. Going after.
I know. It's like. Yeah.
He's trying to give it the big one on YouTube, act tough in front of everyone. What does he do? Pick on a homeless person. I noticed he didn't go and pick on some street guy. I noticed that.
And did you hear his breathing, dude? You could hear his fucking nervousness in his breathing when he first confronted the dude, because he didn't know if that little homeless dude was going to react violently. So his fucking breathing was
That's a good
shallow.
observation.
Yeah, and
it was
the
shallow.
squeaky voice as well.
Oh, dude, it was shallow and it was fucking rapid. And he's like, "So, yeah, you were giving my daughter," and he was like repeating himself. His brain was scattered. Right away, I'm reading, "Wow, coward." That's when this fucking homeless dude should pieced him up right there.
If that homeless dude would have punched him in the face, he would have gassed out the what's your name?
When he was talking, his voice started squeaking. It sounded like fucking Chip and Dale in the Rescue Rangers. I mean, get out of here, man! No bollocks at
all. Revolucion.
I wish it was me.
Yes, Bucho.
Next award and the big one.
So next award, or what? We're doing the big one or the annoying person?
No, we'll do that at the end. This is not even
90 seconds.
Whoops. Hold on.
So then there really is only the big one left.
That's right.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we now present to you the BDA Panelist of the Year 2019. And your nominees are Precise Presenter, Recognize the Matron, Johnny Boy, Gonzalo, or Stu Little. Should we do a third place, second place, first place?
Nah, just name the winner.
Third place.
By deduction, it's not gonna be as exciting if you just.
Okay, and the winner is Stuart Lights Out Little.
Fucking Stu's year. He fucking wins every award.
He's the motherfucking man.
Congratulations, Stu. Mate. I mean, me walking into the BDA arena is like Floyd Mayweather walking into the ring with all them belts. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous now. I'm going to have to buy an trophy cabinet. I'm going to have to. I might have to go up a division.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm getting a little jealous and pissed off right now.
We just got Stu's entourage.
So you want to give a speech?
Just to put things into perspective, everybody, Stu wins with a percentage of 34%. Precise was in second place with 29%, so pretty close. And in third,
any chance I can fucking do a victory speech here? Or are you just going to keep?
You give victory.
I want to give a victory fucking speech here. You don't see.
Wait. I want to find out. Wait, Stu, you'll get your victory speech and you go as long as you need to. Who came in third?
Okay, go ahead.
And third place was Gonzalo.
Hey, fuck the chat. That's what I want to say. I want to say fuck our audience for not at least having me in the top 3. God.
And we didn't even have Jimmy. Jimmy should have been there too, man.
Ironically enough,
I don't call in enough. I don't deserve. You know what I mean? I don't have the dedication, you guys. That'd be an insult. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even. I assumed I wasn't even going to be part of it.
I love the chat. All right, I love the chat, but you guys should have had me in the top 3.
Everybody, take note though. Take note that Gonzalo really surpassed Johnny here, even though Johnny beat Gonzalo for the Rookie of the Year. So I think this is more significant.
Yeah.
But at any rate,
that was definitely a pick. That was one pick I didn't was never going to make when I saw that. Obviously, I was on the list myself, but if it weren't picking myself, and if I had to pick one, I just couldn't make that pick because, like I said, they're all very good in their own way, and I like all of them, as you know. So it would be hard for me. That's one I can usually pick in the others, but that's one I wouldn't want to pick, and I wouldn't want to pick and favour one over another. Not on that panel thing. Do you know what I mean? So
what's your victory speech?
I pick myself.
Take it away.
Go ahead.
Victory speech.
I want to thank everyone that voted for me. I mean, just proves there is common sense in the world still. People know facts when they hear it. There's a lot of crybabies that will be turning in their cots as they listen to my speech right now. They're not going to be very happy. But, I want to thank them as well for giving me the spirit and the urge to carry on and doing what I do. But and listen, the panelists, all good guys. Either one of them could have won it. But like I said, I think the right man won in the end. I'm joking. I'm joking, by the way. But yeah,
But
it's just a stupid fucking.
but
No,
that's the
revel
reason
in
why
it,
you.
Stu. Revel in it.
Stu,
Congratulations.
while you're giving your victory speech, just picture me on the sideline, looking down, shaking my head, and saying, "Get this shit over with already."
But that's why you get so much. You're getting a lot of battles with these dudes. People who you know what I mean. You get people's passions going. So people who are well loved are well hated too. You know that. You know what I mean?
I bring a bit.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. I bring a bit of passion. I bring a lot of passion to the show. Box in the chat says, Stu, you've come a long way since the boxing voice. I agree, I have. You learn as you get older. I'm not that young guy anymore that used to bring in pissed up and, you know, and just fancy winding Nez up. I come on here. It's a serious show. I don't want to come on here just to be a clown and a joke. I want to give you my thoughts and, you know, and I want to tell you how, you know, from the heart, not from just to telling you guys what you want to hear. I'll tell you what I'm thinking from the heart, and sometimes it's going to upset people, but that's me. But yeah, I suppose I've moved on a lot. I still argue
Hey guys,
a lot.
can I mention something? I talked to what was a non-boxing thing, and it doesn't. I don't need anybody. You know, nobody has to comment on it. I just want to interject something. We had one of those Renaissance things. We were talking about conspiracies about 9/11, and I was like, because I never was into that, never looked at that, and I was like, what now? The bill, blah, blah. Because you assholes planted that seed in my head, I started doing some video and searching. You motherfuckers. Because now, you motherfuckers! I wish you wouldn't have told me that because that was, dude. There was just too many questions. Way too many
What are you
questions.
talking about, Jimmy?
No, exactly. The 9/11. Because I just want to say to the people that I was like, act like, no, that couldn't be. I want to apologize. I told you I'm not a fucking thick-headed prick.
You don't have
there's a lot of shit, a lot of questions.
Anyone that knows anything about the knocking down of skyscrapers and buildings, the way that fell down, mate. You know,
it's the 7. That building. Building 7 going down.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no.
Listen,
I can't figure that
none
one.
of it made fucking sense. None of it made sense.
And then now I've learned more and more about the people behind things and a lot of other things going on. Listen, I was so back then because I knew somebody who actually ended up knowing a couple of people, one not too well, who were killed that day. I was so angered at that fucking, the Islamic extremism movement, and I didn't want to think of anything else. Regardless, they were part of it, but to hate the thought that fucking parts of our government might have been involved to kill that many Americans. It's just it's beyond my scope of comprehension, and it makes me want to do violent things, and it's not good. So, but anyways, I just wanted to say you guys fucking suck. Peace.
Yeah, but the thing, Jimmy, with the Building 7, okay, now Kovalev Canelo. Kovalev still dropped like Building 7, right?
Yeah, you kept saying that, man. All right, guys, hold on. Michael Stott, Dirt and Boxing in the chat. Thank you for your contribution. He says, Stu. He's congratulating Stu on his victory for best panelist.
Hey, congratulations, Stu. Even though I'm a little salty over here, I still was going to say.
Listen, recognise he was. I don't even like to see you as an opponent. You was a very good team player. And without you guys, I was sitting there talking on my own like a fucking retard. So I needed you guys to be there so I could work my magic to win this award. And like I said, a lot of hard work thrown into it. You know, I've had a few bad injuries. You know, personal issues. You know,
but if you weren't surrounded by good people, right?
Started doing cocaine and lager. No, I didn't.
Yeah, he started lagging off big time. You know.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So.
I wanted to ask.
That's good. I'm glad you got all those awards, dude. I'm glad you need some good news right now. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Shows that people respect who you are, bro.
Could I ask you a question, Stu?
Go ahead, bro.
Have you kept up with Trivia TKO since you took an absence?
He's still my promoter. You're still my promoter, right?
Listen. No one's phoning up. No one wants to fight. No one's phoning the phone, mate.
Stu, everybody's
they're all ducking him. They're all ducking recognise. What can I do? I can't force guys to fight. I'm offering stupid prices to these guys, and they don't want to know. So
have you kept your eye on the tournament that was going on and is still going on?
It's still going on. We just
gotta
still going
finish
on,
it. Was happening a little more, popping off more.
To be honest with you, Revolution, at the time when it was going on, I was sick, so no.
Yeah,
I'll fill you in real quick. I'll fill you in. So you got Del Boy who beat Gonzalo. I think Johnny Boy hasn't been the same since he ran out of gas against me. He lost to Cameron. Who else?
Johnny Boy's becoming a bit of a journeyman, isn't he?
Journey Boy.
Like he's the Gabriel Rosado of Trivia TKO, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's respectful.
No, he gives
Johnny
good fights.
Johnny Darnell Boone.
Here's the thing about Johnny Boy. He gives good fights, but he's running out of steam in the end.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't he party while he's during the fight? Wasn't he tipping him?
You fucking Johnny Del Boy Chisora.
I think Del
all
Boy.
respectful names too.
Who the hell is?
I think I could take Del Boy, but I got my eye on him. There's something. He showed me a little something against Gonzalo, and I think I forgot who else he went up against, but Gonzalo. He showed me a little threat.
In the chat, I want to just
about
thank
Del Boy.
I want to thank Revolucion Forever for his contribution. He says, only here for Revolution's voice and luscious locks. Is that Revolution? Is that you?
No, bro, they're trolling me now.
Are you kidding me? That's you,
Nope.
man. Stop it.
They're trolling me.
That means you're popular. That means you're doing something good.
Catching
that
on,
means you have
baby.
some
I'm
fans.
catching on.
Revolution Forever, yeah.
I was I had a real depressive year. I just have to say something. I had a real depressive year last year because my baby died. It was 8 months in my wife's womb. Yeah, and so like I was drinking a lot. Yeah, I was drinking a lot, but God is great, and I just found out my wife is pregnant again, so I'm happy for
Congratulations,
that.
dude.
Congratulations, Gonzalo.
Congratulations, Gonzalo, brother.
Very
Good
happy.
for you,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Daddy.
Yep.
Gonna be daddy up in this motherfucker.
Stay away from the drinking.
Maybe twins. Maybe twins.
See, dude, it's always something good always comes. You know what I mean? That's why there's always ups and downs. It makes you appreciate the bad times. So good for you, brother.
Thank you.
Awesome.
BDA in the chat says God is great. All right, he's listening to the show. Yeah, congratulations,
Although I got a couple
Hopefully
words for him.
this year is gonna be better for you, man. You know we're here for you. And okay, Jimmy's here, and I wanted to ask him, Jimmy, did you read that article by Hauser about the zone?
No, I didn't. I just saved it in my Chrome thing there to read up Google thing. It's in the disk. When I see articles, you know what I mean, I bookmark them, so when I go home I read them. But yeah, I haven't got a chance to read it yet. What is he basically saying? The zone's failing?
Yes and no. Like
just not reaching expectations.
Exactly. They were expecting much more money, much more subscribers. But in the last part of the year, they did get a lot of subscribers because they did have a lot of good fights.
Thank you. That's what it was. I mean, like I said, you just couldn't. I was actually shocked when they announced they threw so much money. What was it, like $400 million in contracts and everything, and then you brought your first. Was the first DAZN fight? Was it Jacobs and some nobody? I can't remember. It was so disheartening. And then it was bad fight after bad fight. You want to nail them, give them something good right off the rip. But no, they did put on some good ones at the end. In fact, I believe they were getting up to 50,000 a day up until this last couple of fights. I read somewhere. So yeah, who knows? But I'm going to read that, but I figured as much. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. That's why I didn't read it, and I knew that's what it was going to say.
Yeah, and because I went to the comment section on that boxing scene article, and there was a lot of fans, I guess, that are from, let's just call them anti-DAZN people, and they were just cheering and telling everybody like how they knew that DAZN was going to fail.
But they didn't know that the PBC was going to fail.
Exactly.
They still deny the PBC failed. They still act like the PBC's a success. No, they're not. Waddell and Reed is still suing the fucking snot out of them. That entity is up for sale. What's going on now is a separate thing altogether. Like all Heyman now is, PBC is just Heyman's advisory company. There's no more PBC like that, has all those. In fact, I think he's down to under 100 people now. Like it's crazy. Just to sit, that's what made me click onto that article because I went to Twitter first, and like you said, people just the zone's dead, and I'm like, what? So yeah, it's just haters. But then you sit there and talk about fucking 6 pay-per-views, and maybe one of them were worth a pay-per-view status. You know?
Yeah, but the thing is that they're saying that the advantage that ESPN and Fox have and Showtime, whatever, is that they can actually promote their fights on, for example, a football game or a basketball game, college basketball game, and
Well, the
Showtime
zone
can.
could too, but they just have to spend the money, right? And I think the
Yeah,
people behind that, Bucho, they weren't spending the money because remember, I think Hearn's behind it. Listen, England is such boxing fanatics. Whether it's a regional fight, whether it's they sell tickets there. They put fucking people in the seats and they buy the pay-per-views. Hearn, I think, honestly believed that was going to happen here. In America, we have way too many shit to distract us. There's too many different sports people like, and they don't get behind regional fighters as much. So it just wasn't gonna be the same game plan. I think he's kind of figured it out, unless the last quarter has anything to do with it. But I liked the zone. I bought it. I can't complain for what they're charging me.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
look at
you could either buy it or don't. You could either buy it or don't buy it.
Yeah.
That's the
If
way
they
I see
bumped
it.
it up to $50, I'd still watch it. I got it now. Yeah.
they won't do that.
I mean,
That's too high of a price. It's,
I mean, listen, if they're gonna raise it up to $50,
Yeah.
I can't blame people. Look, everybody's financial thing is different. Everybody's different. If somebody says, "Look, I just it's not worth it," I can understand it. Look, we knew that the zone was eventually gonna raise. Like at least I did. I knew they would raise the price. And that could have to do with what you brought up, Bucho, about them not reaching as many subscribers as they expected. Right? That doesn't mean that they're doing terrible. Whatever their expectations was, it's not there. I think it's a great deal considering the price and how many fights you can get. But
isn't
maybe
that
some other people
the
don't.
story all over boxing? Sorry to cut you off, but isn't that like the expectations aren't not there for anything? To be honest,
Right. I mean, well,
So,
look at Luis Ortiz versus Deontay Wilder. Didn't they have an expectation? They failed that expectation.
Of course,
that
they
fucking
paid that guy
fight lost
20
a ton of
million or
money.
something. Yeah.
Every
But you gotta-
event is going to always look. I've heard people say that they thought Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather in the States was going to do 5 to 6 million buys. In reality, it did like 4.5. Okay, it did about 4.5. Like peak level was 4.5.
Did you guys notice another thing too? Haymanites pointed out in one of his tweets. Fucking Mike Coppinger, when he tweeted out the viewer numbers for Davis Gamboa, he tweeted out the replays, the streaming, and something else. And like nobody's ever done that. That's how hard they're trying to push that because they're trying, I think, counteract the fucking ducking Lomachenko for the 5th year because now that Davis has come out and openly ducked him right through the end of next year. How could you be on Twitter going, "Oh, he'll knock him out"? I know he's been ducking him for half a decade, but he'll knock him out. It's so insane. But Leonard Ellaby, straight lying on his Twitter page. Well, fuck, another sellout. He tweeted it like 5 times the day after the fight. The place was a third empty. It's 21,000. Yeah, it holds 21,000 people. They sold 14,000 tickets. And let me ask you guys a question. All kidding aside. And of course, they're pushing. Oh, he's put people in the seats. The last 2 fights, he did 36,000. His last 3 fights. Okay, he did his hometown, and the second was in Atlanta. Let me ask you. If Lomachenko was to fight in a United States city with a population of 500,000 people and 53% of that population was Ukrainian, do you think it would be a third empty?
No.
It'd be standing room only and record sellout.
Good
So
comparison.
get the fuck out of here with that.
And you're expected to sell out your hometown if you're a popular fighter.
Of course.
Yeah,
Crawford. I
you're
think Steve
expected.
Kim mentioned this in a tweet. Like, Crawford sells out in his hometown. You know what I mean? So what's it's not a big deal that and then like you guys are saying, Tank Davis didn't even sell out in his hometown. So,
well, no, I guess
remember.
I guess supposedly he did sell out in Baltimore, from what I find out. Bucho, at first it was said that he didn't, and if he did, that means, check this out. This is important. As far as I know, that is the only sellout the Premier Boxing Champions has ever had.
No way.
Swear to God.
Yeah, it's true. Not
you know
even
some of
Wilder
them
in
tickets are going for
Alabama.
free.
You know what it is? They're trying to make, look, this is a PBC strategy. They're trying to make fighters bigger than what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do with
They're
Davis.
trying to market them as the next future American superstar.
Yeah.
So
Look, this is nothing against Tank Davis. Tank Davis he has great talent. I think he lacks in discipline. That's more of a cultural thing. But he's got great talent. But he's not a. I could say Tank Davis around dudes that love boxing and still find a few people like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
The one thing that he did get exposed in this last fight, recognized, and you probably had seen glimpses of it, but now it's confirmed he doesn't throw that many punches.
No, he's not.
Well, that's a sign of conditioning.
Yeah,
just because he knows he punched himself out.
Say, Jimmy,
but even then, Johnny, if he had great conditioning, that doesn't mean it gets still
he would have been more
that he
active.
doesn't throw nearly enough as like a guy
no,
lightweight would
throw. Three or 4 fights ago, he actually threw like 80 punches one round.
Gonzalo, that's not true. When you're in good condition, you're more active because you can do it. You don't have to conserve that much.
Yeah, of course, but you still have fighters like, for example, Leo Santa Cruz is renownedly known for throwing 1,000 punches per round. So you can still have guys with greater output and guys with lower output that had other qualities. Some guys might have the quality of throwing a lot of punches per round. I'm saying Tank Davis, yeah, he might have thrown 80 punches in one round with good conditioning, but overall in general, could you say that Tank Davis is a guy with a high output?
No, he's not. No, he's not, because
that's what I meant.
Because he's a guy who he's swinging for the home run with every punch. He loads up a lot on his punch.
He's no change up. There's no change in his speed. There's no change in his delivery.
This is why I tell all Tank Davis fans, anybody who want to listen, boy ain't ready for no Lomachenko. He's gonna have problems with guys like Teofimo, and Devin Haney will probably beat him right now. And
he's got such bad habits. He leaves his head up on a swivel because he fights. And listen, he's dragging people up from lower weight classes too. You know what I mean? Like and then he's barely making 3 of his last 4 fights. He had to do double weight trips to the scale, and then he missed 1 weight class. He lost his belt on the scales. Listen, and then they're pushing because they have there's a bunch of factors going into why he won't fight like Lomachenko. That fight's just not going to happen. That won't fucking happen for at least 2 to 3 years, if it happens at all. The reason being, number one, Floyd's been at this promotional game for 14 years. Well, 14 years this year. 13 years this year. Who the fuck has he ever put? What fighter has he ever had that actually put people in the stands? I believe this is the first kid. He's not going to and because he put such an emphasis over there in that camp on the zero, on the O, that they become damaged property once they lose. And then you figure in that now Floyd needs the money. If he's not going to let go of his cash cow, if this is his kid putting 14,000 people in seats. Even though another thing about Atlanta, there were some of the cheapest ticket prices I've seen in years too, which also helps put a lot of people in the stands.
If you got look, here's the thing, Jimmy. Right, the reason why the PBC is selling the zero, these guys have nothing else to offer. Okay, the reason why Lomachenko could still sell with a loss on his record is because look at the talent. The reason why they have to protect guys like Earl Spence, Deontay Wilder, and maybe they're gonna do the same thing with Tank Davis. You put a loss on them. There's nothing. They don't have anything. Look at Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is the example of that, right? Keith Thurman did it to himself because he sort of like started to fade into the abyss with other stuff. But when he lost, now that he has a loss, what's there to sell on Keith Thurman? There's nothing to sell. He has no personality. His talent is not that great, just like Earl Spence, Tank Davis, and Deontay Wilder. This is why they're protecting the zero. You see guys like Manny Pacquiao, Lomachenko, even Usyk, they could take a L. It's not going to hurt them because they got tremendous talent where these guys lack that. and that's why they're being protected. And they got to save that 0 because that's the only thing you can sell. That's it.
And it shows like Progrise. I'm not any less desire to see him fight again. He just lost. Who cares? Like nobody even really cares if you put in that kind of fight. You know what I mean? So it's so overblown. It's how you lose that matters. There's a big difference from the way Progrise lost to the way Rigondeaux lost. You know what I mean? There's hell in two different ends of the spectrum. If you leave it all in the ring and you go out on your shield and you fucking give it your all, gives a shit.
Because you know what? You bring that up, Jimmy. In beginning of a new year, we're talking about great moments over the past year. That's why the J-Rock, Julian Williams, Jarrett Hurd thing was so impactful, because what he said afterwards. He said exactly this point we're making now. You know, we can't discredit guys just because they got a loss on the record or they got knocked out once. Yeah. That's why that really, we can't overlook that as a great moment.
And if you look at the PBC stable, what Heyman is trying to sell is backfiring on him. Look, who are the fighters that outside of the LDBC that, listen, the LDBC's ideology is so small, doesn't even exist, okay, in the real world, okay? But outside of them, and fuck, like, I don't give a fuck what they think. They're nobodies. Outside of them, who are the fighters that people respect? Sean Porter, 2 L's, right? Very close fights that he could have, well, he's got 3 losses, excuse me. Right.
He's the most respected, I think, exactly. He's the most respected welterweight
on that stable. Okay. J-Rock. J-Rock took a L, came back, and beat the shit out of Jarrett Hurd. Okay?
Should have been a fight of the year candidate.
Exactly.
Sin that it wasn't.
So, even let's go with even though he still got some ways. Jermell Charlo just took a loss to Tony Harrison, and came back and stopped him. I give him respect for that. That's how you want to win. You want to beat the guy who beat you in that kind of fashion. So, there's a level of respect there that I have for him. And so what they're trying to sell, you're going to end up seeing that the guys he don't pay attention to is what the boxing community is going to respect. They're going to respect them. Has nothing to do with race. Listen, LDBC, your ideology is 0. Nobody gives a fuck what you think about the real world, because it's not real. You respect people for going through adversity, because boxing, if you fight the best, you're gonna lose. The dudes that don't fight the best, that have a 0 loss, they don't fight the best. They cherry pick. And that's the real world. You put anybody to fight a lineup of guys that have a chance to beat them, they're going to lose. I don't give a fuck how good you are. You're going to lose.
Yeah, Perro Angula's going to make the comeback of the year. For the PBC.
And the LDBC took it in the ass hard when fucking Kenny Porter slapped fucking one of their head. Listen, that didn't go over well. That whole LDBC, that name is so tainted now. That acronym is so fucking tainted. That woman, the blonde woman, Swanson, who he hates. How dare a white woman? How he put it, talk to him like that. But anyways, so they're fucking. Their name is mud at the PBC. They're being told not to talk to anybody representing the LDBC. So
look at it. So the LDBC, the crew that was pushing hard for the PBC, now because their ideology is so bad and toxic, the PBC don't want nothing to do with them. Okay, they don't want nothing to do with them. Then they got this dude, the barbershop dude. They got him playing himself to the point where he makes a guy who's in the boxing world go up to him and confront him and was pretty violent towards him. And look, I think Kenny Porter lost his cool. I think he should have not did that. That's my honest opinion. I would have never done it personally. I would have.
What did happen? I didn't see it. I only heard about it.
Well, what he did was so there was some beef going on, and I don't know what the beef was exactly, but supposedly I've heard people say that Barbershop crossed the line in certain things he said about Kenny Porter. What those things were, I don't know. I'm not saying I don't believe it. I think he did, knowing this dude's personality. And so what happened was the guy, Kenny Porter went up to him and smacked him. He smacked him in the face, like he said, he promised him he's gonna smack him. He did.
So what? He just walk up and just open hand bitch slapped him?
It was like a smack mush.
He palmed him. He put his open palm on his face and pushed him back.
And you know, it did look bad. But here's the thing, right? Like, if you're gonna be a real organization, you're gonna be a real organization. I'm not saying nobody on the LDBC didn't tell this dude that. What they should have done was step to him, right, or talk to him, however they do, and be like, "Yo, look, we want to be a real organization. We can't have you doing that shit. What you doing?" And if Barbershop have a problem with that, tell him, all right, cool, then fuck off and you do your own thing, right? But look what he just did. Now, I'm not saying it's just all him, because I don't follow them like that, but he caused a problem by putting LDBC that now other guys are going to have a problem getting interviews. You get what I'm saying?
I believe he patented the name. I think it's his name too.
Okay, if that's
so
true.
That means that's what I'm saying. Like, they're gonna have to either leave, and like you said, dude, you're nailing it every time you say they're pushing an ideology. It's so beyond boxing. He's saying on that video, "I love the man. I love Al Heyman." This is a man he's never met. Never. That Al Heyman wouldn't fucking know him from Adam. You know what I mean? It's so ridiculous. "I love him. Al, you and I are the same person because I know you're going to see this video," he says, this delusional whack job. He goes, "I've been storming the beaches of Normandy for you, Al, for your protecting the PBC because you're a black man, Al." I'm listening to this fucking knucklehead, and I'm saying, dude, you are just a pathetic, sad fuck. You really are. Likening him his struggle to that of Malcolm X, Rosa Parks. "I'm willing to die for this thing." This is what this motherfucker's talking about. He allocates $10,000 a month for boxing. That's what he puts aside, covers boxing. He's insane.
Yeah, the thing with him, Jimmy, is like when you look into a hole of a snake, what do you expect to find? The snake, right? It's a lot of the content of these people. When you look at the content, you know what you're gonna expect to see. A lot of it's not going to be good, and that's just the way they are. You know, you can't.
You see that altercation? You see that altercation right there? I'm sorry, Gonzalo. I'm going to break it down. They're trying to say. I heard a video saying that Kenny ran. No, what Kenny tried to do was when he saw that Fred was coming up to him after he smacked him, right here. He's going to smack him, right? Okay. So the what you do is. That's a hard smack too, boy. I'm disrespecting you, right? So he's gonna back up a little bit at the end. You can play it play it on normal speed. Watch, he's gonna see that. You see the dude that's right behind that's with that black hoodie on. I think that says what it says, Compton or something. I don't know. See him back up? Okay, that's what you do. Backing up. Right here to give himself space to see if you're going to come at him. Right? Now he pushes. What he did was he pushed the girl out of the way. So when you come, you coming at him. So he could when he's about to hit the dude in the red barbershop, he doesn't hit the girl. You understand? So he gives himself space. Right here, he's giving himself space. That's not running. It's giving yourself space so you can knock him out.
Exactly. Then if he would have stepped forward, like he comes in with a punch, of course. Like,
Yep.
You see, and Kenny's trying to talk to him, right?
Well, look at. It didn't take that much for that dude to throw him back. It wasn't like he was. Let me get at him.
No, of course not, because he wasn't. Look, I don't know.
Wally still got a toothpick in his mouth.
Yeah, exactly. He's cool.
He's a nightclub fighter. He starts screaming so every bouncer hears him. "I'm gonna kill you!" Make sure every bouncer gets close enough so that way he knows no more than 1 or 2 punches are gonna be thrown before the bouncers break it up. Those are the worst. That's why I tell you, you always fear the motherfucker walks up quietly, whispers, "Let's so you and I go out back, dude. Let's do this." You know what I mean? That's when you know.
You saw the way Kenny Porter threw the girl out the way. Like he didn't like he pushed her out the way because he wanted to give the barbershop kid a pathway to him, not to her. So her out the way, so you have a pathway to me. If he was running, he would have pushed the girl in front of him, or he would have ran. He just would have been like, "Oh shit, let me get out of here." You know, this dude is mad. he was inviting the confrontation. I don't think he should have did it anyway. Personally, I don't think he should have. You know, that's just my opinion.
Is the history real bad though? I mean, is there a real history between
you know
them two?
you would really need to like talk to somebody else that knows more. But from what I heard, right, I follow T Street.
Yeah, T Street
controversy. T Street. I follow him. He's not like very interactive with the audience, but you know he's a good listen to. And I heard him clearly say that the barbershop dude went past the line of, you know, how did he put it again? This is when you start disrespecting another man's manhood. Now, what does that mean exactly? I don't know what that was, but Kenny Porter doesn't strike me as the type of guy that's going to go up to you because you have criticism of his technique, his way of dealing with Sean Porter. Okay, I don't think he would attack you over that, or physically attack you.
It's kind of funny that the one guy is the one guy who's had the most probably outward, not arguments, but has been critical of Al Heyman. Has been Kenny Porter. It's almost funny how that guy's so in love with Al Heyman. He goes after the one guy who bumps heads with Heyman.
Yeah, of course.
In the chat, Tony's calling Kenny Porter Fighter of the Year, so he gets that award.
Okay. And again, to the barbershop dude, I don't follow his channel. I don't know nothing about him except that he got a channel and he got smacked in the face by Kenny Porter. But this is the type of person, obviously, that is toxic for you. So you understand, like, these people don't. And again, I don't know if the LDBC sees themselves as an organization that are going to get interviews with these fighters from the PBC, a way to make money. But you can't have a dude like that fucking your shit up. I'm speaking to the LDBC.
They call themselves the new media.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you guys some advice. That dude's gonna fuck it up for you.
Which blows my mind. If they're the new media and they're like nobody listens to the legacy.
I don't
media
listen to them, so they don't new media shit. I mean,
but this is what they say. But
what does that mean? What does that mean?
New media. There, I saw a video. It broke it down. Basically, they're saying they've taken the legacy media, which is the corporate media, people like Steve Kim and Doug Fisher who work for Ring Magazine or ESPN. They're the mainstream legacy media. They're the new media that has in the shit. It's just absurd. But no, it really is, dude. It's just totally absurd. And but the point is, if you're the new media, that means you're successful in some capacity. Why is it costing him? He says $10,000 a month, so $120,000 it's costing you to get slapped.
Hey, somebody asked who win in a street fight between me and Barbershop. Take my word for it. I've seen Kenny Porter in person. He's nowhere near my height or weight. And that barbershop dude look, I think even I could say a little smaller.
Yeah.
He's 5'7".
Unless barbershop is like a black master at something, he'll get put to the hospital.
I guess he boxes. I guess he's
it don't matter if he boxes.
No, I know, dude. He's 5'7". He only goes up to your navel.
He's been calling out T Street, no? If I'm not mistaken, for a fight, for a real fight.
Oh yeah, no, he calls out T Street. He called out Mike Montero. He's Mike Montero's 6'3", 245 pounds, and he's like solid. And he's like calling him out. He's but he's like 5'7", 140 pounds. But of course, it's always in the ring.
I'll kick his head off.
Exactly.
Let me say to the chat. If you ever step to me, I ain't fighting him in no box.
In the ring, exactly.
It's not gonna be that. It's gonna be he come up to me, I'm gonna kick his face off. I'm gonna kick him. I'm not even gonna throw a punch. I'm gonna kick him in his face. It's gonna be over. All right.
Tommy Boxell is calling recognize the LDBC Punisher. That sounds about right.
No, I don't have. Look, I wouldn't beef with them unless they came into. But what I'm saying is that dude is toxic. Whatever his name is, barbershop conversation. Maybe they like him, maybe because they're toxic. But if they want to thrive as an organization, they kick him out. They tell him, "Yo,
how
you
is Kelly Swanson responsible for what we just saw in the video?
What's that? Well,
how is Kelly Swanson? How is she responsible? Because all I heard was like barbershop blaming Kelly Swanson for everything.
She's in charge of who they speak to. She's in charge of the media development of PBC, public relations.
Right, but how is she responsible for the behavior that we just saw in the video? You know what I mean? Like they don't want to. This is the victim mentality. They can never be wrong, do anything wrong. It's always somebody else. But you see in the video there, he wants to get into a street fight.
Oh, I think Swanson for that.
Well, I didn't know I'm just saying
for that
because the whole. Yeah, all they do is blame Kelly Swanson. How about I take responsibility for acting like an animal in the street? Right. No, that's never going to happen.
Kenny Porter is responsible for that. This barbershop dude, he's responsible for whatever he said to antagonize the man. Okay? Yeah. So that's who's responsible.
Or he could have sued the guy. Hey, he touched me. He assaulted me. He put his hand on my face.
If you had a problem,
the smart thing is, hey, and it's in the United States. You can sue fucking for everything. I could just fucking go and sue him and win some money. Like he's not smart.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys see Buzz Aldrin?
He got the night press passes, and the most egregious thing. Well, if you want to call it that public relations lady said to the Fred Hawthorne guy was that nobody wants to listen to black stories. And he tried to like use that and tell all the people that are African American, how can you have this lady say that about our community? He tried to get people behind him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was basically trying to split. What she said, from what I heard, was nobody wants to hear that angle. He was trying to put everything about how they were battling against the white man and how everything was set all odds against them. He was always going at, always pushing that. And all Kelly Swanson said, listen, it's 2019. Barack Obama's been president. Black unemployment's up. Listen, nobody wants to constantly, oh, that's the black story. And then he was saying she was insulting him. By insulting him, she was insulting Malcolm X. She insulted Martin Luther King. He's insane. He's literally, I think.
What's he talking about? So because she had a problem with him.
Yep.
He's insulting the. First of all, she works
Malcolm X.
She works for a black man, right? Our name is black.
Of course.
Okay, so what are you talking about, lady? Maybe lady. Barbershop. What are you talking about, man? What's wrong with you?
Kelly Swanson is responsible for, the barbershop getting kicked out of the.
Well, maybe he did something that.
Well, who's responsible for him getting kicked out of Golden Boy? Someone should ask him about that. Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, you see that? I didn't even know he was.
He got caught counterfeiting tickets.
So wait a second. This dude has a habit of getting kicked out of places.
Well, he got credentialed for Golden Boys thing, and he went and he printed off a bunch of them. He tried to sell them. Selling credentials.
Yeah, he's a con man. He's a con man. That's all he is.
And he never has facts for anything. He just makes blanketed statements. Al Him, we love you. You're the righteous man because you're black, and that's all he's basing it off of because he's black. Then, okay, let's talk about some of the fucking things he's done. Look at the way he handled Lamont Brewster. He lied on a fucking sanction and paperwork to get him to be able to fight because of his eye. And instead, then when that didn't work, he sent him to Germany where they're not as stringent. Okay, then he left him out to hang out to dry. Let's talk about who fucking Oscar De La Hoya was his boy. Like, they were close. They went out to dinner. They were friends. They were hanging out. Like, holidays, I guess, they spent visiting and whatnot. He waits till he's at his lowest point of his life before, like, he get everything on the hush and hush because he signed all his fighters. That was going on for months behind the scenes, but he was telling everybody to keep it quiet, and he didn't announce it until he knew he was in a secure detoxification at his lowest point of his life. Listen, that is some slimy-ass shit. Never mind. Read how he got a hold of Simon Brewster. I mean, Lemons, the guy who's involved with creating The Simpsons, the guy who created that, owned this boxer like his rights. This guy Brewster lived in his house, was treated like family, spent the holidays with him. This guy was out of pocket for everything. He finally started making money. You know how we found out he was out of the picture? It was something was slipped under his hotel door one day. And then all of a sudden he finally got a hold of Bruce. Goes, what the fuck, Lem? Dude, you live with me. You're like family. You know what I mean? And he says, well, here's the phone. It's Al. Al gets on the phone, goes, you're out. You don't have a job anymore. So listen, he's a fucking ruthless, and he I'm telling you, I think the guy's I go by things that you can prove because there's new interviews. You look at the man's history. He just lost Waddell and Reed. What, that doesn't matter that he just blew through somebody's investment hedge fund, $500 million. Those people never get their investment back. And just what has this guy done besides be Floyd's fucking lawyer in a big fight?
Jimmy, I always keep hearing the name Sam Watson and the Watsons thrown around. Who are those guys?
There was guys who was West Coast people, and basically because he refuses to do interviews, do anything, he's the face of the company. He's the person you would speak to. But his lawyer is a redhead, freckle-faced guy, him and his wife, a couple out of Atlanta. And he has that one right-hand woman who's African-American. That's his right-hand person. She's always with him. Kelly Swanson and Tim Brown. Tim Brown's vice president. I think that's the basic PBC staff.
So they're not gonna make any. Like the money is not gonna come back. Like they're basically in the red, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't do anything now until somebody comes. Any fights their fighters do now until Showtime gets their budget is because the other promotion is going to put up the money, or it'll be a pay-per-view on Fox. Because right now, this Fox money's already come in. They paid for 3 years. That's not in installments. That was $50 million bang, and then Showtime. That's Al's budget. He never goes out of pocket. The PBC doesn't actually pay for anything itself. That entity.
Yeah. And so when's Dana White gonna step in and take over?
He's been at seeing with Floyd a lot lately. Out at basketball games. Yep.
Interesting.
It is because Floyd's heavily involved in the PBC. And he was the person who got a lot of those fighters from Golden Boy. Floyd was the one who did the talking because again, Al didn't talk to any of these guys. It was Floyd.
So wait,
to Floyd and Schaefer and Sam Watson.
What's Floyd? In which capacity is he working with the PBC? Like he's just talking to
just
boxers?
Basically, yeah. Like he's the face of it. Like he was back in 2014 when he approached all those fighters, he had he sold them. Listen, you saw the money he got me. Blah blah blah. Fucking pay-per-view, big money. I'm sure he sold the whole song and dance. And yeah. And who is any fighter? I mean, think about it. After 4 years, he had to finally go get a top rank retread. Top rank. Basically, listen, make no mistake about it. His greatness aside, this is business. I'm talking. Top rank cut him like a fucking ward off your back. Bob was probably doing, his old wrinkly ass was doing cartwheels when fucking Pacquiao signed with Heyman, because he knew he was never going to fight in the United States again. Because Arum said, "No, I'm not paying your tax bill, dude." And Pacquiao was infuriated. That's the reason why he went with Al. Al said, "I'll sign it. I'll pay for it. Don't worry, we'll take care of it. I need a pay-per-view." Because how else could he get it? Remember his first pay-per-view was the fucking, was it Broner?
Broner, and then another pay-per-view with Thurman.
Matisse?
Well, it was Broner and Pacquiao. That was his first pay-per-view, the PBC pay-per-view. And he had to take it from a top-ranked guy, just like he had to take a top-ranked guy to get his name. Because Floyd was put on HBO 21 times before he signed with Heyman. So when people say, "Oh, he fucking," bullshit. You've been on HBO 21 times, you're already cemented. You know what I mean? Please.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the PBC they can't create stars it's true, they cannot create stars. People are gonna mention, well, Spence Jr. Is he really a star? Like, was he really, like, he's 30 years old, and
Not like the biggest hype job.
I mean, he's not a bad boxer, but he's not a superstar. He's not a pay-per-view star. He did have that pay-per-view with Mikey Garcia. That was, they claim it generated like what, 400,000 pay-per-view buys?
No, it did 200. It did 200, I think so. But it was definitely driven from the Mexican American.
Well,
it was definitely driven from the Mexican American community, because his next one did what, 120,000 less. Tells you right there who drove that.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but Jimmy, what about Spence and Porter? Like, remember the whole saga with the numbers?
Oh, that was such a fucking farce too. The same thing with Wilder. Same bullshit Wilder. They're trying to say 275 No, it wasn't. It was well under 200. I know that what's his name, sticking 138. I think ESPN come up with all their figures and their connections, which is as good as Jake Donovan's as far as I'm concerned. The guy who came up with 275. That's who PBC went with. They went with Jake Donovan, the guy who's on TBV. So think about that. That 275 that's got thrown around, that's the number Jake Donovan started. That didn't come from Fox. That didn't come from the BBC. That came from a boxing scene article from a kid who has 2,200 followers on Twitter.
You see, the thing you say, Mucho, it's true. I mean, Spence is a good fighter, but even the good fighters that have talent, they manage to kind of like ruin their careers. Because, yeah, he is 30. Who has he fought? Now, look,
He
the
didn't
accident
fight.
happened. Same thing can be said about the Chargers.
Did he go a whole calendar year without fighting? Or did he just fight once in 2017? Or did he not fight at all, I think, one year? And he wasn't injured. He just didn't fight. It's crazy.
After the what's the guy from England?
That's right there. That should have been the next fight. Should have been at Dallas 3 months later, and then 4 months after that. Listen,
no, it has to be. Sorry, it has to be at the
Barclays.
Barclays, yeah, exactly. That's where it has to be.
Because you know why? You got a guy who did concerts. In concert, guys, what he would do is he signed deals with arenas. That was his bread and butter. He got deals with all the concession stands. He got deals with all the arenas. So what he did was he took that same model. He's like, we're going to deal. How many if we buy so many slots? Obviously, the more events you put in, the cheaper they're going to give it to you for. So, you know what I mean? So that's the reason why he bought Barclays. He, does it strictly out of there. But he doesn't have that contract. I think it's finally up. That's why it's been less and less. It's the only reason why. I mean, although Floyd was behind that too, because Floyd has a financial piece of Davis, and Floyd was smart enough to put him in Atlanta.
Yeah, how did he manage to do that instead of going to New Jersey? There, sorry, Barclays Center. I forgot what I was gonna say. But Tommy Boxell in the chat says some Wilder tickets could be bought and reduced price with a rebate coupon for Popeye's Chicken in Alabama. I don't know if that's true. But anyways, yeah, it's just going back to how we started all of this with the zone. A lot of people are just now focusing on the zone and how they're doing, but they act as if the PBC is like just making all sort of profits, and they're really not. Like that was just explained. So
no, it's losing money.
Make no mistake. Make no mistake. The Wilder Fury rematch on February will sell a lot.
Yeah, that one I believe, and that's because ESPN has to be thanked for that. I'm already seeing a lot of promotion for that fight from ESPN side with Tyson Fury.
What do you guys think it'll sell?
Oh,
about 1.5
400,000, maybe 400, 300, 400.
No, I think it'll sell like 1 million.
No,
oh God, no,
I hope so.
No
Co-promotion around the world. You see, Joshua alone sold 1.6 million in England.
Oh, you're talking about worldwide?
Worldwide.
Oh, you're talking about worldwide.
Oh yeah, worldwide. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, okay.
No,
all right. No, I thought you were talking about just United States.
Yeah, when we talk about pay-per-view buys, we're talking about just in the United States, right? And so just in the United States, I don't think it can do a 1 million. I don't think it can.
No.
Canelo Triple G did. Their highest was 1.3.
Right.
And it had a lot more hype than this fight.
Neither guy is Canelo or Triple G.
No, Canelo's the biggest name in boxing.
Fury might bring in some of his new fans from the WWE.
Good point.
That's a good point.
But it still won't reach 1 million.
It could do 5.
Yeah, I'll say I'm going to increase my prediction.
Yeah, I think 5 would be, exactly. I think that would, I heard rumblings that Aram said he'd be shocked if it, behind the scenes, I know publicly he said, of course he's throwing around crazy numbers, but I was told behind the scenes, he said he'd be, he said he'd be lucky if it does 7. That was off the record. But that sounds, about right?
Yeah,
because he was saying that this fight was going to make 2 million or something.
Exactly. But he could be saying like Carlo was just talking about worldwide. You can play, the play on words. That's what Bob could be doing.
Could have done.
Do the pay-per-views, like for example, Mucho in Canada, do they include those in the United States, is like in North America as a continent as a whole?
I don't believe so.
No, it's only U.S. For sure.
It's gonna do good in England. It's gonna do good in England. I guarantee you that.
ARP13 in the chat says you guys probably mad because black men have bigger, you know what? I guess. All right.
Yep. But that's the only thing I think about in life.
See, this is the thing. They take it all personal, and because we're talking about the PBC, that it's all of a sudden we're going against,
It's because and another thing.
It also shows how gay that comment is.
Oh yeah. Another thing that he doesn't understand: fucking the difference between genetics. White people go flaccid. Black men don't shrivel up. They just say semi-flaccid. This is that's why, you know what I mean? You can go from
talking about this?
Well, no, listen, dude, because people, that bullshit when they start, listen, what do they say? The show isn't as goers or whatever. You know what I mean? You can have a mushroom cap, and next thing you know, you're throwing a baby arm holding an apple. It's about how much blood Shrinkage. No, you know what I mean, dude? But it's just so fucking, for somebody to even go there, they're jealous. Yeah. That's
right.
That's
I walk in public with my dick out. That's what I do in life. I just pull it out and just walk outside. Like
that's only Mr. BDA. But
dude,
that's
only Mr. BDA.
I was gonna say that going back to the zone quickly, just I remember.
Real quick, that comment was gay as fuck too. Anytime another man talks about other men's,
if you're thinking about
it's very
dicks. Gay. If you're thinking about dicks, I mean.
Yeah, you're a homo.
You're a homo, man. Think about it. Tits, man. Come on.
You're the kind of guy that likes to watch your girl get banged by other dudes. That's what.
Oh, honey, you look
how
great.
do you judge? How do you judge who has what size dick? I mean, how do you know? Like, why would anybody care? Yeah.
I know.
Exactly.
Some people were saying that the zone is struggling because they are trying to put all these Mexican boxers on their cards and stuff like that instead of real American fans, and that's the fault of Eddie Hearn. We also understand the American market.
He's trying to promote the Mexican fighters?
Yeah.
Then he understands the American market.
No.
If you want to sell the American market, you try to get the Mexican fans.
Well, according to some people, it's the opposite.
He went out to Tijuana, Mexico, when Humberto Soto fought the guy that's fighting Danny. Not Danny, Mikey. Forget his name, right? He went out to Mexico and he caught a live, he got an understanding of how the fan base is over there. And he told himself, I need to sign more Mexicans because they're really passionate about boxing.
Yeah, because nobody liked Julio Cesar Chavez in the United States. Dude, everybody liked him. You know what I mean? No, Americans don't give a fuck. They just want good fighters.
Yeah.
Exciting fighters who fight often.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, Devin Haney, he's being promoted by Eddie Hearn, and he's on the zone, and they're trying to make him out to be a great fighter.
Danny
Why are you
Jacobs,
complaining about that? I mean,
Danny Jacobs.
It's ridiculous, man. And listen, the zone, they knew they were gonna lose money.
Tevin Farmer, Bucho.
Who?
Tevin Farmer, who's not
Tevin
even a
Farmer, a guy who's like not even exciting in my opinion.
Not exciting.
And they're still trying to give him a push. You know what I mean? Despite the fact that he's boring as hell. So what does that tell you about racism or whatever you guys are thinking? Ridiculous.
Yeah, the guy's boring as fuck, and they still giving him a push.
Yeah.
Well,
millions of dollars are giving him.
At this point, they're all talking about fucking Davis taking out Lomachenko, knock him out. At this point, at this stage, with the Davis I just saw, I don't like his chances against Teofimo Lopez. Never mind fucking Lomachenko. I'm being serious right now.
Yeah, no, that's why he dropped the belt, I think. Just because he's not ready. He's not ready.
He didn't look as powerful. He didn't look as powerful at 135. I mean, he hits hard. He's fast and explosive, but it makes a difference. Those 5 pounds in the whole different division.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't look like a sensation.
I was talking about Devin Haney, but thank Davis.
I missed the show, you guys, to like prospects of the year, all that shit, what you did with the fighters, but I just want to say my prospect of the year, because that's one of the things I really look forward to, the young fighters up and coming, because I've been saying it all year, is fucking it's the Mexican kid, Virgil Ortiz,
Virgil
the
Ortiz. I
welterweight.
knew you were gonna say
Oh,
that.
I'm very high on. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, you know that. Boot Joe, fucking yeah. No, he's the man. Really
He's
high
there
on
to
that kid.
fight.
I still need to see him, Jimmy, fight a power puncher, somebody that can punch.
That's the only question left. That's the only question because he's answered every question to me. I like his footwork. I love his high hands. He brings his hands back. He comes to fight. He throws off punches. He throws some light stuff, some setups. He
How
throws
tall is
hard.
he?
Virgil Ortiz would put Tank Davis to sleep.
Oh, don't even. But no, come on.
No, he would put him to sleep.
He's too
I'm
small.
telling you.
He shouldn't even listen. If Tank Davis is thinking of moving up in weight, he's got another
Is it,
thing.
yeah,
This
Virgil's
guy,
2 weight classes though, right? Or is he 140?
140
Tank
right
Davis
now.
is 135. Oh yeah, and the other one is he's a welterweight, no?
No, he moved up.
welterweight.
He moved up. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
He moved up.
exactly. So
Yeah,
Tank Davis, forget about it. And Tank Davis was calling out Josh Taylor and I don't know who else. It's like no, man. Like is you insane?
Clout chasing.
5'5.5".
Cloud chasing.
Clout chasing.
Absolutely.
So he's clout
Yeah,
chasing.
but that's more like 5'4.5".
It was because Josh Taylor just fucking was the talk of the boxing world. He just beat Progrise. So
He
what does that little
deserves it.
fucking clout chaser did? He fucking jumped on his coattails and said, "Oh, I'll do a little fucking name robbing right now." But right now, honestly, if they were to fight, I don't give a fuck if I even have to see him. I'll just go by because listen, one of the reasons why I doubt he has a weak chin, Ortiz, because by the time you get to that level, even if it's just prospect, but you're still enough, you're fighting on television, you have a certain style. You don't develop a style like that if you can't take a punch. You know what I mean? Because that would have been exposed. You know what I mean, dude? The kid you're sparring with back there in Southern California would expose that a long time ago.
Good point.
Yeah, your handlers and you yourself know if you've touched the canvas once in your life, you guys would know what type of chin like his handlers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that style tells me that kid is not worried about getting hit, right? So that's why I believe right now. That being said, I put him up against any fucking welterweight right now, and they're in for a fight. I ain't saying he's going to beat any of the top welterweights in the world right now, but I'll tell you right now, the end of the fight, they'd be mocked up.
Yeah. He's a good. And how tall is he?
5'11", I think.
He's one of those old school tall welterweights that we haven't had in a while, though.
Right, like an Oscar De La Hoya type.
Trinidad,
Tommy Hearns.
yeah, those type of fighters. So that's gonna be
Tommy
interesting.
Hearns, when he was a welterweight, to me was the most dominant welterweight when he was able to still fight because he was, struggling
Well, he
to
was
get
a
that
freak
weight.
of
But
nature.
that frame, yeah,
he was
crazy.
a freak of nature. Come on, man.
He was
actually
that
looked
was
weird.
Not only that he was 6'1", he had a wide back. He had tremendous these arm reach. It was just
I mean, that's guys. This kid Ortiz doesn't have that type of width in his shoulders, but he has the length. But he just doesn't have the width in his shoulders. But you know what? Out of Mickey Garcia, I know sometimes you don't listen to what he says. He's a lot of hyperbole bullshit coming out of him. But his dad, or his brother's dad's father. So he's the father that said, I don't want him fighting. This is stupid going up this. Even coming in the ring walk, you could see it in his face. He didn't want his son. You know what I mean? He was disgusted. But anyways, so I really listen. I got a lot of respect for him, if you know his story. And he's the one, when I ever heard the shit he said about Virgil Ortiz, like he still holds pads now and then, he'll go down. And he said, this kid, he's never felt the welterweight hit like him. So, he's taught,
He could fill out maybe like a Gennady Golovkin because she's got the same dimensions, 5'10.5", kind of like.
Well, how old is
big of a middleweight?
How old is he, Zalo? How old is he, Virgil?
Like 21 or 22.
Yeah, you're right. So you're probably right. He could, because he's still young. He hasn't reached man strength yet.
So
and he can hit with everybody. Like his left hook's good, his right's good. He can throw a nice uppercut. He throws punches correctly and with bad intentions. He's put people down with jabs, body punches. He hits hard.
Yeah, because I talked to Mikey Garcia's brother, and he told me he can hit hard with both hands. I asked him a question. He told me.
Really, he said he hits both hands.
Something in the chat says, I know he's been dropped quite a few times in sparring.
Who?
Oh, I think it's okay. I'm gonna read the whole thing. Virgil Ortiz would beat the brakes off Teofimo Lopez. Ortiz is 5'11" and Lopez is like 5'7". I think Lopez's chin is A. I know he's been dropped quite a few times in sparring.
Yeah, Lopez. Yes,
Lopez. Okay, that's what. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, he's got. Well, I mean, he might be too small for Ortiz at this point.
Yeah, he's still a lightweight.
Yeah,
Ortiz.
He's still fighting the lightweight. He's two divisions below. But Teofimo Lopez, I think, and again, Tank. I don't listen. I ain't just saying he was out of condition or whatever the case may be. Dude, he fought a 38-year-old one-legged has-been, and it took him 12 rounds. And this kid was looking for any excuse in the beginning to try to get out. I mean, Jack Reese basically, shut up, you're fighting, which is kind of weird. But yeah, no,
and Gamboa regained his confidence and stayed in the fight.
Exactly. And Gamboa landed some fucking. If Gamboa still had some fucking whack on his punches, who knows?
Even when Gamboa went down in the last round, look at his facial reaction. Did he look hurt, or it was just, damn, my fucking leg can't take it? It was more of that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, exactly. He was beat up too. I think his brain, but they both got fought. But remember Pedraza? I just rewatched the Pedraza fight the other night. I forgot what round I should have wrote down.
My point, Jimmy, was that it wasn't like he was hurt. Like
exactly.
No, Jack Reese kind of stepped in and called it off a little bit before he should have, but he was like his leg was fucked up, like you said.
Well, Pedraza, if you go back and rewatch that, fucking he got stung in that. I can't remember what's wrong, but it was like woof. You could tell his eyes got big. You can tell by reaction, some people's reaction whether they felt it. You could tell he felt it. So he's there to be hit.
We're gonna have to end the show, but before we do, we gotta announce the last what the fuck category here. Where is it, man? Revolution, are you there?
Yes, sir.
I go ahead and just call the last one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody voted. We have officially. Let's see how many votes. 77 votes for the most annoying person in the chat 2019. And your nominees are Bay Area, H Money, Azzy, Jason. You know what am I even doing? It's H Money. All right.
That's right. H Money. Congratulations. You're the most annoying, or we're the most annoying person in the chat for 2019.
You're one of the most annoying people in the world.
I wonder. I bet you we could say what his response would be.
Mr. The Zone. No.
I'm the
Zone. You guys, 2019, I would be remembered. I would be legendary. Y'all doubted.
Recognize you bitch ass. What's he saying?
Recognize you bitch ass nigga. I'll knock you out.
Yeah, knock you out. My God. Chris K in the chat, thank you for your contribution. He says Vinnie Mac is troll of the decade. Has to be an act. Hopefully it's an act. I don't think it's an act, so that makes it even worse. But thank you for your contribution, Chris K. And I want to thank everybody in the chat, everybody in the panel. This is the best boxing show in my opinion, thanks to you guys. So we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Thanks for having me, guys. You guys all be safe. Peace.
Peace.
All right, guys, take care. Everybody in the chat, quick shout out. SSB28, Lobito Zen Boxing, Putazos 916, Ape 13, Chalino Sanchez, Endgame, Chris K, the Fight Scout. Who else? Jonathan Morrison, Pink Panther, Barry McCuckner. Sorry, I hope I got that right. Chris Gonzalez. You guys are the best. Stay tuned for the next show, and don't forget to subscribe to the Second Renaissance. The link is in the description. This is going to be one of the best talking shows on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to the Second Renaissance. Guys, have a good night. Or good day, I guess, for some of you. This music sucks.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time. I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot. He just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
You're happy because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. You're happy because you got nothing.
Lobito!
Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.